The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, what's the difference between a duck?
Shall we play a game?
You've got several things to do. You've got work, kids in school. What do you do when it's all over?
How do you hand something from one player to another?
Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the Nude Clan.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast that just loves watching video game movies instead of playing Japanese role-playing games of critical acclaim. I am your host, Kaleb Schweiss.
Cameron.
And Zach.
And today, guys, you might have noticed, because this episode isn't titled Suikoden 2 Review, we're not reviewing Suikoden 2. We're reviewing another gem, a hidden gem, some would say.
Yeah, the probably the hiddenness of gems.
Yeah. Can you hear Craig?
I can't hear Craig.
Try. You're muted, I think. The there. Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
good? Okay, there we go.
Well, I don't know why the fuck. Why would you put a fucking on-off switch on half of these and not the other half?
I don't know.
Because the old ones we bought don't have an on-off. You know what? You know what makes me? Okay, look. When you want something on, you should plug it in. I mean, this isn't some fucking electrical current motherfucker. We're not plugging it into the wall.
I mean, it's worked for Glade for how many years?
Yeah,
plug it in, and it's
You just plug it in. Fresh in 60 days, fresh in 60 ways, whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, why is there a fucking on-off?
I don't know,
There's like
maybe
one or two.
Someone might want to mute themselves without having to unplug the whole fucking thing.
There's a
You
mute
know.
button on that thing.
That's true. I could mute you, but
that's your first warning.
Or Zach can, really.
but why is it always off? It always starts off. Like it's always something's
That's the button.
fucking. Nah, dude, I don't like it. Because if you want to mute yourself, you don't have to like turn it off. You just turn it away because it's a directional. It's like ADHD, the microphone. It only can see like the one thing, the one direction, and then like you go a little off, and it's like it's gone. But yes, we are not reviewing Suikoden 2. Cameron and I have failed yet again. Not enough time played.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, I can't wait to see how it goes for Xenoblade Chronicles.
Well, the nice thing about Xenoblade, and we'll get into that with what we played this week, because I can play it at work,
That's true.
and that's going to help a lot.
How
Although
can you play it at work?
It's
What
on
is
the
this?
Switch, so like lunch and breaks.
Oh,
and-
okay. And just like the thought of you fucking at the mail machine.
His foot's like pushing mail into like where it's supposed to go, and he's just like,
How much time do you get for your total breaks? Is like, what, 45 minutes or something?
It depends on how long I work. So if I work just 8 hours, I get 2 5-minute wash-ups, 2 15-minute breaks, and then a 30-minute lunch.
Dude, you
Wait
get
a
way
minute.
more breaks than I do.
Wait a minute. You have a break to wash up?
Yeah, so at the end of our shift and at
It's time to
Beginning.
wash up, boy. Time to cleanse your nuts.
in between. So before lunch, we usually leave at like 11:25
Yeah,
and then go to
actually.
break at
That's
11:30.
probably why they have it. It's time to
something-
decontaminate, bitch.
Yeah.
he just strips and walks into a room that is like,
Dude, I get a fucking... I work 10 hours, and I get a fucking, like, half-hour lunch and a 15-minute break.
so like, what do you fucking do? I work about 9 hours.
That
and we don't
sucks.
take a lunch at all. So like,
I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
do that.
You
That
can
blows.
You get to sit there and do whatever you want for most
that's
of the time.
not true. That's
Don't-
not
don't
true
even
at all.
lie to us.
That's not
Zach.
true at
don't
all.
Even
Are you
lie.
kidding me? Dude, I'm either plugged into my headset or I'm talking to people in front of me
Mm-hmm.
constantly.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, just because you don't have this award-winning face to sell.
Award-winning
Don't get
face.
pissy at me.
Craig, that sounds horrible. You only get one break
Yeah.
and a lunch. Fuck that.
The break is fairly new too.
Yeah, I
As
remember.
in, like, they implemented it
I remember starting
last
at
year,
starting a job
like halfway through.
here in Utah, And they specifically had us all look at the law where brakes are not mandatory in Utah, and that we should be grateful that they're getting us too.
Yeah, they're not mandatory. It's not a
Yeah,
federal mandate.
They're not,
either.
but some of my employees think they are, and so they just dick around.
That's because they don't know how to read or look up stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. I've had plenty of arguments with people at my work where I'm like, no, they don't have to give us anything, actually. It's not legally required.
That's what I keep
studies
saying.
have shown brakes make workers a little more effective.
No, my workers are lazy fucks. They ain't gonna do anything.
Yeah.
I think most people that have, or most companies that have brakes, like in places where they don't
Just
have
kidding.
to, are just doing it because like they have that policy in like other states.
Well,
Just
again,
kidding. If you're
yeah,
listening
but
to the podcast and work with me, you're a valued member of my team.
it's just I mean, in part of an economy where you're trying to get workers to work for you, the better benefits usually get more workers too. So
yeah.
No, it's fair. It's where we're at. We have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, if it's like a fucking...
Gone are the good old days when children could work in sweatshops and
Yeah, use their tiny little
Oh,
hands to
God.
get into those tight places.
the good old days when Charles Dickens was alive.
Yeah. It's too bad. I mean, I could use a little kid clearing jams on the machine. My fucking hand barely fits in one of them. I fucking put it in there, and I'm like trying to grab mail, and I'm like, I can barely fucking move because my hand just fits. Who the
Jimothy.
fuck made this?
Jimothy, get here to line 3, Jimothy.
Yeah. Little kid like waddles up, and I put him in the machine. All right, get it out.
Yeah.
See that piece of mail? Get it out of there.
I was reading a book and they were like talking about like how this village was so poor that like the children start working at 3 years old.
You can walk. You can fish.
They're old enough to walk. They're old enough to work.
Yeah.
And then by the time that they're like 5 to 6, they can start doing the heavier work.
Yeah.
You've gained
Actually,
some muscle.
bring in their share. Yeah.
They become journeymen.
Then at 8 they get baptized because they can make choices for themselves.
Yeah. So,
It's only when they turn 8.
yeah, that's way down the line. By then, they're already hitting the bar up after their shift.
And they have a
The
pension.
milk bar, yeah. So, child labor aside, what has everyone been playing this week? Greg?
Starting with me again, huh? I have only played Xenoblade Chronicles this week.
Only.
Wow.
Yep. I had to work Friday, so I didn't get to do much. So I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles, trying to finish that up, because we only have the one copy, and I have to give it to Schweiss. So...
So, you worked 50 hours, is that what you're saying?
yeah.
Okay.
I have... I'm hoping I only have like 10 hours left of the game. There's like 17 chapters. I just started chapter 12. I hope they get shorter and then just become like boss fights. Because some of
kind
them,
of like Fire Emblem.
some of them have been. Some of them have been just like you follow the path to wherever you're supposed to go, and then you fight a boss, and then it's over, and it was only like an hour long. So I'm like hoping that some of the last ones just become that.
Yeah, you're getting kind of done.
Yeah.
Hopefully it follows, like Fire Emblem 3 Houses, where like the last 3 levels are just like boss fights.
Fucking short. Yeah, that'd be sweet.
All right, awesome. What about you, Cameron?
Only been playing Suikoden 2. Didn't play anything else.
All right, there you go.
Yep.
Dedicated. Zach?
Put a little bit of time into Cuphead. Played Tomb Raider, the 2013 one. Then Rise of the Tomb Raider, 'cause that's a free game, PlayStation. And Other Side, which came out like 2 days ago.
The Other Side, what is that?
Good question. I'm not really sure yet. It kind of plays like the Fire Emblem ones, or like they're comparing it to XCOM as well. So you have like your character. So you get 3, and it's like the mother is what like the main character. Like, she's like dead. You're like basically being her, and you're like bringing your daughters, and they're like they each have different skills. So you get like a shield master, a sword, and like they call her a soul slinger, but she's a gunslinger. And there's no like healing in the game. So you get these, and you're like fighting this like darkness thing, which again they haven't really explained. Like you're all learning things as you go along, and you can die, and you can eventually resurrect them if you have like a certain amount of like these gem things, or if you need to be healed, you have to sacrifice one of your characters to bring their health back up all the way, or they don't heal, or they heal over time, and it just takes time. And so far, it looks like it's a 7-day increments. Like I'm doing a week at a time. Whereas, like, I'm going in, like, gaining these gems and, like, getting new characters. And so what sucks, I lost one of my best ones, like, in the second fight. Like, I had her, like, leveled up pretty high. As high as I can for where I'm at, and she died. And then I just, like, birthed a new one. And what's cool is like, so it sucks they start at level 1, but their health will be like about as high as everyone else's. So they level up faster, but they're stronger, and you have more access to like your gems, like your they call them like shadows and memories and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it's interesting. Like it's like also like black and white and like red, or like the 3 like hues in the game. It looks cool and it's pretty fun. The voice acting's been great so far.
Is it on the Switch?
It's on everything. It's not on Switch yet. It'll be on. I was gonna buy it for Switch, but they're like, it's not. We don't have it ported yet, so I got it for PS4.
Nice.
It's gonna be like another month or so.
Yeah, I couldn't wait.
So, speaking of that, the Cuphead did get released on PlayStation 4.
After Xbox said it wasn't.
Yeah,
Which
and
is
part of me wants to like spite Nintendo and just not get my fucking controller fixed and
You know,
just buy it on PS4.
With Cuphead being on like every system now, I just can't see Xbox like locking any game of theirs down
Right.
to their system anymore.
Well, they talked a lot of shit about it too. Like there was a lot of shit where they're like, "Oh, it's just gonna be an Xbox exclusive."
I
And then
feel like everything is going to be ported to PC, and then like everything that's not Halo, Fable, and Gears is going to go to
wasn't
like,
it
everything.
was it PC and Xbox first, or was it just an Xbox exclusive?
It was
For
PC.
what?
Cuphead first.
PC
It was
and
it was
Xbox.
PC and Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Almost everything is on Windows, so like there's almost no reason to get an Xbox. Honestly, you can just buy a good computer and you can play all the games.
The
Yeah.
only thing that hasn't been has been like Gears, which I think they're starting to port to PC.
I wonder if
and then,
Tactics will be
like,
on there.
I think Gears Tactics is on Steam.
I think
Okay.
when Cyberpunk drops, I'll just get it on the PC.
Well, I'm building a PC, by the way.
Wait, does that one have
Nice.
multiplayer? I don't think it does.
I don't
Fuckers
think
talking.
so.
I thought they said it was. I thought like one
Really?
of the big things was you
If
could
it
like
is
play online
multiplayer,
together.
then we should get it on PS5. Because I'm not getting it on PC. Just so.
Is it going to be like the Doom multiplayer where
No,
it's
I
really
thought
just an
I thought
afterthought?
it
don't
was
know.
like I thought the whole thing they
the-
talked about was like you'd be able to like make gangs and stuff
do
online.
co-op? Oh yeah, you're right. I think that was one.
Yeah,
of the
you can like
things.
play with your friends. And you can do missions online.
it's like
it's
a-
kind
it's
of
like
like
a
Red Dead
co-op
Redemption almost.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a posse,
Yeah.
throw
That'd be
some
s-
tomahawks.
That's what I thought it was supposed to be. I hope so.
Oh man, does that
Some
mean we can
cyber
fuck our
tomahawks.
friends? Because you can like bang.
I mean, you can anytime. You just have to ask.
Yeah, man, you just got to keep me
I
liquored up a
look
little
at
bit.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like,
you never asked, Greg.
a feature that
I don't have
is a
to.
part of life.
Yeah,
Give me
that's
No.
I just gotta strip, and then you guys know what's up.
Yeah, just,
Candy.
the consent patch was just added. So
oh yeah,
Oh, was it?
yeah.
Okay.
So anytime, yeah.
A consent pack.
yeah. The day one edition.
Consent pack.
That was a
consent.
day. That was a day 69 update.
So those
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who get it early don't need the consent.
Nope, it's a beautiful world early on.
I mean, I set that up on accident.
You
but,
want it?
You
You got
really
it.
did. He fucking spiked it right into the ground because of you.
So yeah, I've thought about buying the Cuphead. It's like $20 on PS4. That's pretty cheap.
That's the same price it
I-
was on Switch.
I paid
Uh,
40 for it when I bought it, but I bought it.
I mean, that would make it
40?
easier for us to play together. But I mean,
When was it?
why
40?
can't we just couch co-op it on the Switch?
You can. My Switch. Okay, so
Because I have it too, so I mean, we could totally
Yeah.
couch
the
co-op.
Drift, and yes, many have claimed to just send it into Nintendo, and whatever. That's
No.
fair.
My brother had to, but he thinks that they just gave him new.
That's exactly what they do.
Joy-Cons. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what a lot of people do when you send stuff to get in refurbished. Like, let's say your phone breaks, they don't fix it; they just give you a new phone covered by insurance and then send that out to you.
Yeah.
And then they fix whatever and sell it used or refurbished on the market.
Yeah, they fix what they can of yours after
Yeah.
they send you a different one.
Yep.
Yeah. So I've been playing with the little D-pad thing instead, though. So you know how there's like the little directional things underneath the fucked up Joy-Con?
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing with that, and it's worked pretty well. There's still a bunch of times, and playing Cuphead with Drift is pretty insane.
Oh, don't I know it?
Because the game is already really hard, and then
Yeah,
it's very
it was,
precise.
It was Drift that
That's what
made
I'm
it so I couldn't beat it too.
Yeah, but it's
It is
crazy.
the Switch's fault.
But it's crazy because I'm already on the third island. Like, I finished everything in Island 2, and I've only been playing it at like work on breaks and at the end of my shift, and like sometimes I'll play it if I'm like about to go to bed, but I'm not quite tired yet or something like that.
Right.
So I've maybe put I don't even know if I put like 8 or 9 hours into it yet. I think it's under that, and I'm already on Island 3, so I'm a lot better at the game now. And I'm using the little boomerang one and the lobber a lot.
Lobber is easily the best gun.
What's
in
the
game.
lobber?
It's the one that shoots like the blue ball in an arc.
Yeah, that one's
Oh.
good.
It does the most amount of damage.
All I have is like the regular gun and then like that triple shot. I haven't been able to get anything else.
I bought the triple shot too for close range, and that one's pretty sweet.
I
Triple
use it,
shot
yeah.
works really well on that ship, that pirate ship.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I use
The
it against the
lobber
frog
is
guys.
too situational, in my opinion, for it to be a gun you should go for.
Oh no, it's the best all-around gun.
But the gun you shouldn't get is the homing one because it does less damage overall.
Yeah.
The one that was my favorite was the boomerang shot because you could be shooting it at all times and still get hits.
yeah. The boomerang I had to get rid of for the dragon fight, just because of it hitting those orbs and launching the fireballs. Like, it was just too much. But I only died like 30 times to the dragon this time, and I died like a million times. to the
I
fucking-
only died. Like
I mean,
a
that's
bunch of
not bad
times.
considering.
yeah, it's
But
a fucking
the
hard
lobber
fight.
is
I didn't think this game was
so
gonna be as
important
hard
for
as
the
it was.
first few phases of the dragon because you're always shooting him. You're no matter what
Oh,
you're doing.
dude, if you get
Yeah.
the right cloud on the dragon, and you can like stand above him as he's like shooting the fire breath thing, you can
Mhm.
fuck him instantly.
And then situations where lobber doesn't work, you just switch over to your normal pea shooter because that does a consistent amount of damage.
Yeah, the basic gun is actually pretty decent. I've stopped using it though. I use the lobber and I use the triple shot, and that's kind of my main.
I find
right
the triple
now.
shot situational as well because you have to be like right up to
Right.
him to use
Well,
it.
that's why I used them against the frog ones because you could get up right up in their face.
The bee is a good one too because it gets pretty close.
I used the lobber on that one because like when you fight the bee, she's like in the middle of the map, and you go like above her, and the lobber goes right down on her.
Again, I like the boomerang shot because I can focus most of my attention to dodging instead of trying to get hits in.
Yeah, the boomerang I used a lot last time, and I've used it a bunch of times this time too. It's a good one because you can.
I mean, I never beat the game, so.
yeah, clearly it's not the
You will though.
best
We'll
tactic.
review this fucking game. We're gonna review it.
In
Yeah.
time.
I think it's the hardest game I've ever played, Zach. I mean, easily.
It's hard. It is really hard.
And I don't know.
I
I've
said
never.
my buddy said a 6-year-old beat it. So like, I have to now.
Yeah.
I can't not do it.
Have you done the Souls games? I think you have, right?
Yeah, I've done
Yeah.
Souls games,
Yeah. This
Like,
is way harder. I
Bloodborne
think.
is like his favorite
Yeah,
game.
Bloodborne's one of my all-time favorite games.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, but that's not that's not quite the same. I know plenty of people who love Bloodborne, but have never played the Dark Souls 1
That's
or
fair.
2
No,
or
I
3.
played them. I'm excited for the Demon Souls remake on PS5, like for sure.
Yeah, that's gonna be sweet. I'll finally play it.
I've never played the original Demon Souls.
Yeah, me neither.
You
Well,
know, so I
I
haven't.
bought
I haven't
twice a copy of that game forever ago before everybody started getting into Dark Souls.
You haven't played it.
And he was like, nah, it looks stupid.
I've never played Dark Souls 1, so that's still on my list, and I'm gonna get it for.
Gonna get
PlayStation
the
4 after I beat it.
remaster.
Yeah.
it's on the Switch.
I found out I have that game on Steam. I didn't know I did.
I'm a purist. I have them all on PlayStation 4. So like, for me, like if I collect a game, and I have them most on one system, I'll continue to get on the other system.
All right.
So
I'll usually buy it on both systems sometimes. Well, not usually. Just occasionally.
I'm
I'll
sorry,
do it.
Mr. Government Worker has all this money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what have you been playing this week, Twice?
I did play some Cuphead. I've gotten, like I said, Island 3, doing pretty good. I've done all the little running guns, too. I wanted to make sure I completed everything.
Get all
'Cause
the
I-
coins.
Yeah, I wanted to see, like, what all the unlocks were. There's one that's, like, 2 health, 2 extra health, but it, like, reduces your damage, and I'm not sure how much it reduces it, so I don't want to
Probably
do
not
that.
by a
But,
lot.
I feel like it's more important to do as much damage as possible than it is to have more health because the more damage you output, the faster you go through the phases and the faster you kill the boss overall, so you don't need the extra health.
yeah, I think the extra health is...
It's actually hurting your chances overall. I feel if you don't go out with as much
It
damage as
depends
possible.
on how much damage it reduces, because like if you have 5 health, then you can take some like fucky hits. Because that's the thing that I hate the most about Cuphead is like sometimes they'll just be like you get trapped and there's no way out of it, and so you will get hit.
Back when we were playing it, I was watching some guides on it. It was like the whole MO is you want to do as much damage as fast as possible because the longer you keep going, the more likely you are to make a mistake.
Right. That's what it seemed like, especially like with the frog bosses. It was like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was getting to the point where like he would do like one of his like Hadouken shot ones, and then the dude would like shoot the flies out, and it'd be 1-in-1, and then I did enough damage for it to switch to the second phase.
Yeah.
So
I don't even remember fighting those guys.
fuck them.
Like I think I just kicked their ass this time, but I got stuck on like every boss when I first
Dude,
played
they're
it. Like, every time.
fuck, dude. Yeah, it's the stupid like coin. Like they changed it to like coin machine.
Oh, the
or
slot guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck.
I died a bunch of times on them actually.
God, yeah.
The tiger thing was.
The tiger
fucking-
one's horseshit, but I won on that one. I won like in the middle of that. I was like jumping. I'm like, please God, please God, please God, and then I got it. And I was like, shh.
That one like run and gun that you have to do in the circus, where you have to jump, past the crazy cars, and you're on the ceiling, they're on the ground. I could never get very far in that.
What, the clown?
No, not that the run and gun, not the clown boss.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking
I did that one. That one took me a long. I think
just-
that took me the most time this time. That was the thing that took me the longest. Was the fucking run and gun.
I couldn't do it.
What's up, Jalagoon TV?
I just couldn't.
Yeah,
do
well,
it.
hey guys on Twitch. It's too hard though. It's too and it just takes so much fucking time. But when you finish, it's so satisfying.
Right. But the thing like
As it
it's
tends to.
As always, yeah.
it's fun though. I've had fun. Like it's pissing me off, but it's fun. Like I'm willing to go back and like, all right, I'll try again.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff about it, and I hope we can eventually review that fucking thing as a group.
Oh, we will.
Yeah, so I played that. I played a good amount of Suikoden. Not as much as I would like, obviously, because we aren't reviewing the game, but I did play it. I made that my main focus when I wasn't
How many
sleeping.
hours into it are you?
I think I'm like 17, 16, something like that.
I feel like I'm around 15 hours into it.
Yeah,
Found out that the Vita, it's the back touch screen. That if you touch it while you're playing, it acts like the back button.
Oh.
And since the entirety of the back of the Vita is a touch screen, you
So-
have to make sure you're holding it by the sides. You don't accidentally touch the fucking back.
So it wasn't Craig's comeback.
And then if you put it down on a cord or like anything, it will actuate the touch screen. So you have to be very careful with how you touch it or where you put it while you're playing it.
That might be one of the reasons it's a shitty port, because like none of the other PS1 games do that. They don't interact with the things
I mean,
at all.
that
I
would
mean,
be
like
ideal.
I mean, they do if it like I think for some of them the back touchscreen acts as the R2 and L2 depending on which side you touch.
Yeah.
But
that makes sense. Then yeah,
that also
yeah.
depends on the
I think
game.
that's what it's doing, because the L2 and R2 will actually act like buttons as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what it's doing, and it fucks you if you're not paying attention.
Does it fuck you though?
Yeah,
I mean,
because
it's an
you'll
RPG.
be because sometimes your responses matter when you're in a conversation.
Oh,
and have
yeah.
it auto choose an answer for you because it's the button's being pressed. Then it's not good.
yeah, that
Is
could exactly be why it's a shitty port.
Was that also what was fucking up your running?
Probably.
Mm.
I mean, yeah.
It's not funny, but it totally is. Like that just sucks. That's so sucky.
It is a weird thing to figure out.
Yeah. Yeah. That sucks.
I mean, it's probably good. I figured it out before tearing it apart. So
yeah, that's probably a plus.
There's a lot of PS1 games that don't utilize R2 and L2, so they just won't do anything. So
I did-
like,
it's fucking doing something.
Yeah, that's true. Most of them
Does it-
don't. They don't use it at all.
does it on the PS3 for what you're playing? Have
I
you
don't
tried
think so.
pressing it to do anything?
Yeah, I don't think it does anything. As far as I know, I mean.
Huh.
But yeah, so I played a good amount of Suikoden 2, and I also played probably an hour of Conan Exiles last night. I had my Exiles in the morning. It was actually like
No.
5
Exiles in the
a.m.
morning.
Yeah, that was
How
fun.
dare you?
I just fucked around. How dare I betray?
Yeah.
Don't talk to him before he's had his morning exile. So.
Yeah. I mean, when I'm like some beers in, I got to do some Exiles. I can't be
should,
playing RPGs.
Don't talk to me until I've enslaved at least one NPC.
Yeah.
You should get buy the mug from A4 that he's selling. The don't talk to me until I've had my morning jack off sesh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Dude, I might buy one from him to support him,
Gonna get one of
and
his.
because I think it'd be funny to have around the house.
Gonna
just
get
for
one of his
people.
cum shield masks.
I'm not, but you should. Yeah, you guys got to get this cum shield mask.
You think they'd get mad at me at work for that or no?
No, I think I'm gonna get one for work that says smells like hippie. And it's like Ronald Reagan or some shit. It's so great.
Have you seen the masks that are like promoting anti-masks?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's fucking hilarious.
Those guys are fucking idiots, and you have to get to their level.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's like my dad was in the military, so I don't have to wear this shit or something like that. It's something weird.
Nice.
It's pretty funny.
But yeah, that's it for me. The question now, though, has anybody beaten a game this week?
No.
Yes,
Whoa, Zach beat one?
I did.
Holy shit, what did you beat?
Oh boy!
I beat the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition.
You mean Womb Raider?
I would like to Womb Raider. Lara Croft is so hot in those games, dude. Fuck.
She is pretty good looking.
Was it? Oh no, it was Brandy I was talking to. I was like, dude, if like me and her like, right, like making out because I'm funny, so I get chicks. so like we're making out, and like
Is that supposed to be funny, or is that supposed to be a serious
it's
statement?
both.
Oh my god,
so,
okay.
It's nuanced. No, but so like if we were like making out right, and I was like had my hands or whatever, and like I felt one of her scars, I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude, like you fuck. It would get me going. It really would.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now you're like, oh man, your back feels like it's so riddled. You know, I wonder if that's what Thomas Jefferson was so into. Boom! The slaves and the whipping and the bam! Banned.
Yeah.
It's just-
I was gonna say, yeah, we're gonna get
Was
kicked off
that the
Twitch.
ban hammer? Is that what you were trying to?
yeah. Bring it on, Twitch. Fucking come on.
Why?
I don't
Why
know.
would you do that?
fucking
dare you?
Hit me.
Yeah.
Joe's probably freaking the fuck out right
Twitch wins this game of chicken.
Yeah, probably. What did you beat?
now. Tomb Raider Definitive
Yeah,
Edition.
that's
Tomb
just-
Raider. It's the
you
first
just said
one?
that.
The 2013 one. It was on PS4 for like $10, and I was like, hell yeah. So they gave Rise of the Tomb Raider for free this month, which is the second
sequel.
game because they're assholes. And I was like, well, I can't play the second game until I played the first game, so I picked it up $10, and the sequel was on sale for like $16, the third one, so I have the trilogy now.
Cameron and I know that you definitely can play the second game when it's a 30-hour
No,
RPG.
I hate it.
It's
I
like,
hate it.
I think I can. I do
Yeah,
too.
You could easily play the second game for Tomb Raider. Like they're not necessarily.
Then you wouldn't
connected.
understand. You wouldn't understand how great the second one is because the first one's really good. I really enjoyed it, but they capitalized on everything in a
yeah,
good
the
way.
second
It's a
game
perfect
improves
sequel.
on like literally everything.
I would say Rise is like The Empire Strikes Back to Tomb Raiders: A New Hope.
it's like when you played the original Assassin's Creed and then you played Assassin's Creed 2,
Yeah.
and then like everything was so
Except
much
for I
better.
think Tomb Raider 2013 is better than the first Assassin's Creed game by far.
that's not the comparison though.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. So don't solely its name.
Wait, so you're saying the Tomb Raider 2013 is better than the first Assassin's Creed?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it's not better than Assassin's Creed 2.
Oh yeah, but like Assassin's Creed 2 is like it's perfect.
Yeah, it is.
It's like borderline perfect.
It's the best Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it's The Empire Strikes
Without
Back.
question. Yeah.
Two Assassin's Creed.
I've only played the first two, and it's definitely the better of those
The
two.
second one's
but-
probably the best Assassin's Creed game. I really like
It's
Odyssey.
the
but-
best in literally every way.
Yeah. The thing is, like, you can't really compare like the
It's
old ones to the
true.
new ones though either. Like, 'cause the way they do it, where the new ones are more RPGs and they kind of stray away from the Assassin stuff. Because I really like Odyssey. I'm having a lot of fun with Odyssey, but you can't compare it to Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way to
Even the
revitalize.
newer Assassin's Creeds, they have some smoother stuff, but like the stories aren't as good. They're not as solid.
No.
They don't build the character quite like Assassin's Creed 2 did.
Right.
Which is why everybody loves Ezio so
Oh,
much.
Ezio, yeah, best character, man. And
Plus,
like,
he's got like 3 games in which he like
He's got
grows. And
yeah.
dude, fucking
no, he's got 4, doesn't
when
he?
he's old man in Revelations, he kicks so much ass.
He's great. Like, he's just he's a good character.
Yeah, I like him. So awesome! Congratulations on beating a game. That's
Thanks.
exciting shit. So the hog is as follows: King Hog for the year of 2020. Zach right now, second place. Craig, 14 for Zach, 13 for Craig. Me and Cameron tied at 9. 9 games in August. That is crazy.
So I commissioned our friend A4 to do a picture marking this momentous occasion of me and Craig fighting for this
You know,
this crown. I'm really excited to like bring it on and like put it on the wall.
You know, by now, Schweiss, you've usually like outstripped Cam by quite a bit.
Yeah. I've been just so busy
Cam
this
Cam
year.
I wonder
keeping
if it's
solid
the
pacing.
Conan Exiles.
Cameron, you just bump it up a little bit, and you can just
It could be the
beat
Conan
a bunch of
Exiles.
short games, dude. Beat Craig or Schweiss.
So you know, I have Suikoden that's going to be next, hopefully next week, and then I have to beat The Last of Us before I play The Last of Us Part 2, and then Ghost of Tsushima. So I have a few games right around the corner.
Yeah.
It's true. You do.
Those ones aren't very long either.
Yeah.
No,
They're all like
So
within
unless
20 hours.
Schweiss is going to play all those games. I mean, he's going to be playing.
Last of Us 2
Well,
and
he's not going to be
Tsushima.
playing Last of Us 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you can beat in like 10 hours,
But,
especially if
yeah.
you're playing it on easy.
How are you
You
counting?
can probably
14?
even do it in 8.
14. So what we MMOs we it's kind of like a gray area. So we have expansions, so we count that as like a DLC, which is horseshit because that's not very much points wise for all that you do. But I also had the idea that if you play an MMO and an expansion for it comes out and you clear all the expansion content, like if it's a story expansion, I say you should count it as beaten.
That's what we talked about with Warframe, wasn't it? Like if you beat the first like core planets.
Like every new year, you mean?
Like every 2 years when they come out with the expansion, yeah.
So actually, question. So with Destiny 2, we were talking about getting like the new one, which is technically an expansion, but it's a brand new disc because it's like a brand new game almost. How do you count those?
They would just be expansions.
Yeah.
I'm not playing it then.
Yeah.
I'm taking this seriously, Craig.
Well, if they add, I don't think they add new story, do they?
Yeah, it's a whole new story. It's a whole new campaign.
Is it a
That's
whole
why.
new
That's why I'm
movie?
wondering because like Forsaken was a whole new campaign.
When they added Taken King, that one was definitely a whole new story.
Well, that's the thing it is, and the thing what they do with it as well is when they brought out Forsaken, the first like actual core game for Destiny 2 got shortened, so you could beat it and then get leveled up to play the new one. So like what they do is you really
They
can't.
changed the story.
Oh, the story is the same, but you kind of like speedrun it a little bit. Like it's made more into a speedrun. It's interesting, yeah.
So you play the abridged version?
Pretty much, yeah.
Destiny 2
Because
abridged.
because
Destiny 2
Jacob
Cliff
like
Notes.
slammed it, and it wasn't like when I was talking to him like, oh, this level was a little bit longer last time I played it. Like, it was weird. It was weird.
So is it like a fact that that's what they do?
I have no idea. It could have just been like the part we were at, and I was thinking of it differently. But like that's what it felt like. It felt like it was more of a speed run.
Interesting.
It felt like.
I did. I'll feel you, bitch.
Feel you up.
Yeah, so we're disappointments this year. I think all of us are down this year. At this time, at the very least.
So knock out the
I
battery.
have my first problem with he's just making sure the batteries didn't get fucked
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
I just don't understand twice.
Just put duct tape on.
Anyways, already have a problem with this new setup, this new layout.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want more coffee,
Go get him coffee, Craig.
Nah.
and I'm blocked in.
Yeah. Maybe a little further out.
We just need a manservant.
Or we could probably move the dog cage over like while we're filming,
Yeah.
and
Well.
then because then you could walk out.
But yeah,
Yeah. So that's how the hog is. That's where the hog's at. That's where everything's chilling.
Like a villain.
Yeah. Craig, do we have a question to answer before we
I
dive into our
Sorry, my phone's. I
do
told I
have
was
a
gonna
question.
put my phone away.
before we get into our review of
a question
Rampage?
that you'll
Not
deign
Rampage.
to answer.
Yeah, actually. And it's from the same guy.
Yeah, because you
But
know what?
What about
real quick?
What about Junim?
Junim.
Yeah.
What about him?
below Bounty Hunter, Altered Destiny. I mean,
Wait.
we're looking at the check marks, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. So we're...
Bounty Hunter.
Okay, guys.
Bounty Hunter. Good question.
Hold on,
about
hold
Yen's
on real
tits.
quick.
I'm proud of
Guys,
you.
do not have conversations in the Nude Clan queue section of
I mean, that's
of
why
the
I'm,
Discord.
I'm check
There's
marking
a whole other-
everything.
There's a whole other section for that.
Yeah, the Nude Clan queue.
It's purely for questions, so try not to respond to
Yeah.
the questions that are posted.
The Nude Clan queue. We have one that's like questions discussion.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and that's where you guys. I would like you to use
What's the
that.
question?
Okay. So the question from Junim is considering how insanely huge games are today, 100 plus gigs, even bigger if you do 4K. Do you think that it's safe to buy a digital-only next-gen console? SSD space is going to run out fast.
Yeah, I do. You
Yeah.
can always get externals.
I mean, they've already come out with who they're going to be compatible with. Sony has kind of specifications on what type of external hard drives will be compatible, like a certain read-write speed, whereas Xbox is coming out with their own Seagate branded drives that you can only get those to be
Yeah.
compatible. But see, you know, the thing
PlayStation
is,
all the way.
the thing fucking is, okay, that if you buy a physical copy, you're buying a lie. Okay? They're lying to you. Physical copies is just the download code. You still have to fucking download the game. Want to know why? Because it's not reading the game off a disk, because that would affect load times. And the whole thing with the SSDs to increase load times, the only fucking do that is to download the game to the fucking console. So if you're buying a physical copy of the game because you think it's going to be a way to keep the game, after, Sony decides to steal everything from you and you'll have your physical copies left, it's a lie. It's just the fucking download code to the actual game.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't start with. I don't trust them. That's why I buy physical copies.
It's all a fucking lie. You are downloading games, but you're just getting the fucking download code and the copyright information from that physical disc. And so now, whenever you want to play it, even though it's downloaded, you still need to put the disc in so it can do the copyright stuff. So you actually just added a step to your whole playing the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's all new games are now.
I mean, it downloads it from there because you can still play it offline.
Right, yeah.
I think you also get the chance to loan games out too if you have physical.
Yeah,
That's
so
something you can't
if you like, for us, we're thinking about we're going to need to get the ones with the optical drive just so when we review a game, we don't have to buy it individually, and then we can send it out as a reward copy for doing our drawings and stuff. So for us, it makes sense. But if you're doing it just to save space, just go look at all your games on your PlayStation 4 right now and see how much space your physical copies are taking up.
Yeah, there's also not going to be a difference in space between the digital version and the physical version.
It's because you're downloading the game. You're downloading it.
Yeah, you're downloading it either way. It adds that space there. So, I mean, you might as well just buy the console with the biggest...
Dickus?
Yeah, the biggest dickus.
Yeah.
And then get a solid-state drive when it starts taking up a lot of space.
And even with the PS4, you can replace the internal hard drive.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Right.
Not all games are taking up that much space. It's just a few still.
Yeah.
So like some of them are still
AAAs,
small.
yeah.
Like even
Open
it's
world
like,
type games take up so much.
like the Sekiro, I think is only like 27 gigs or some shit like that. It's still relatively small.
Yeah.
It's only
Yeah.
those games that have like, I think, massive multiplayer stuff
Oh,
or
Call
like
of Duty.
fucking a shitload of cutscenes.
Or like a shitload of downloadable DLC for skins and stuff.
Yeah, I do this like Arkham. If I get with that was like Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Like my Arkham Knight I have to delete it because it takes up so much from my PlayStation because I have all the DLC.
Yeah.
And you can't like compartmentalize it and delete what you don't want. Sucks.
Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, I don't think it. I don't know. Cameron's got a point. I'm still gonna go.
The only reason to go for an optical drive is A, you still want to buy physical copies so you can share it, or B, you're getting it so you can play the games that are backwards compatible.
Right.
That's the reason to get an optical drive. If you're only concerned about space, then no, you're still downloading new games.
Yeah,
regardless.
If you want to be able to play your physical PS4 games, then you're going to want to get a physical or the disc reading PS5 and stuff. But other than that, yeah, if you're just downloading your games, go for PS5 digital only version.
I feel like I like collecting them. So like I used to be like purely physical, and then like Cameron and our buddy Jacob like got me into like digital. But I mean, like I feel like if there's like ones like I would like to have certain ones on, like
physically.
I like having my whole gaming library accessible, where I don't have to take out a disc, put a new disc in.
Yeah.
And then it should, if you put your PS4 in sleep mode, if there's ever updates you need to do to a game so you can play it, should do it automatically. Whereas if otherwise, you just have to stick your disc in. Actually, no, I think once it's downloaded, it should automatically update it anyway.
You can stick
yeah,
your
it does.
disc in.
It does automatically update whether the disc's in there or not.
Yeah. So as far as getting the dick or dickless version, we're probably all going to go with the disc.
I'm gonna get the disc version.
Yeah.
For reasons mentioned before. So
I don't. It doesn't feel like an actual library though when it's not physically there. You know what I mean? Like there's something
exactly.
wrong about it.
you don't have your pile of games to roll around in.
I hope
Yeah.
that, with them going digital only, I hope that with some physical games, like with the collector's edition stuff, they really bring out, get more going for the collector's editions, just because, like, a lot less people are going to be buying the physical stuff.
Dude, I'm waiting to see what the collector's edition for Star Wars Squadrons is going to be. Because, like, the rumor right now is it's going to be a control yoke you can plug in as a controller for, like, $300. And I 100%. Because actually, I have my Star Wars little Rogue Squadron pilot helmet coming in. Dude, I took my birthday off That's the day before. Yeah, the 1st and the 2nd of October, because that game comes out the 2nd. I'm gonna download it that night, and I'm gonna have my little helmet on. I'm gonna fuck the Empire up.
And what is it? What game
It's
is
Star
it?
Wars Squadron.
Oh,
It's the new one coming out. Looks rad.
cool. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, though. It's annoying because the games are getting so big, but it's also we're getting more. It's easier to expand space and stuff than it ever was.
Right. Well, it's a good thing in a few months. Well, I don't know. I don't think GameStop's going to be around much longer, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're already saying they're going to go bankrupt because of this like virus and shit. And
Yeah.
I just feel like people are getting
Yeah.
getting wise to their shit.
Partially, it's because like none of them are like staying open. They're just like
No, yeah.
making people buy stuff online and then coming by the store to pick it up.
Right. Well, I mean,
that's
like-
some weird ass shit. They're not even doing
The
shipping.
the stuff. See, and what do they do shipping like on the online stuff?
Well,
like-
yeah, but like if you want to go to the store, like you
Right.
have to order it from the store and then go to the store to then
No,
pick
that
it up.
Yeah.
that's
But
fair.
you can't go in the store. You have to like wait for them to bring it
I
out
feel
to
like
you.
with buying more games, and then Walmart like having games like $10 cheaper, which I mean makes a difference. If I bought anything from GameStop, it's either been like an accessory or something. Like I got a Mad Moxie statue or whatever, or it's like like an old game. Like I got my Metroid, one of the Metroids for 3DS just from them because they have a pretty decent selection of like older games, and I feel like if they want to be successful, they should just go straight online. And sucks can't sell your old games, I guess, but they have a huge selection of older
Yeah,
things.
it kind of feels like the only way GameStop is going to survive is if they like sell things through Amazon.
right. Well, they tried to get in on the action figure section too, like 'cause I collect action figures, obviously. We've talked about this before. But they mark theirs up like $10 extra, and so everyone's like, "Where the fuck would you buy something from you
Yeah.
if I can get it online cheaper?"
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a question in the Twitch chat. So, yeah, I think GameStop is going to get killed over by this thing. I think it's going to finish them off.
Yeah,
And
go the way
yeah.
of Game Crazy and start.
They
doing
used
Gone are the
to-
days of used games.
Yeah, they used to have
like stores for it.
like all of it. It was like PlayStation 1,
think this
PlayStation
is-
2.
Probably
That's
one
all
of the last
online now.
generations this right now of being able to buy and
God, we saw the
It-
rise in the
depending on
twilight. of that.
actually depending on I think this is what they're going to do. They're going to see how many dickless versions they sell versus the optical drive versions. And if it's over a certain percentage, they're just going to forget it next generation.
Yeah, PS6 will just be all.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
That's part of technology. I mean, we used to.
They're going to make
I don't know. I
the
feel like
optical
they'll
drive version
still-
cheaper and take a bigger loss just to encourage that.
I feel like if they sell more of the digital only versions, if they do come out with like a PS6, then they'll still offer a disc version, but like you'll have to pay extra for
Or
it.
they could
and it'll have to
do-
be like a specific amount. Like they'll have to be like, hey, if you want this, pre-order it now, otherwise it's not going to get made.
Right.
Or what they could do is kind of like what online movie things do, like Vudu. If you have your digital download code, you can have a physical copy, then put it in your online library. So maybe they'll just do that for all the old games that you could play. They'll just
They
make
probably
you
only
use a
do
digital
that
library.
for like studios that Sony owns.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, or else you'd
But
be.
I feel like this might be one of the last generations.
They just
Of-
gotta get their balls in line and just do the Ready Player One shit where I can in there.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all I want.
you think about it. There's cars now that don't even have CD things in them. CD
What's this-
drives.
what's
It's been,
this-
it's been a
what's
My
hot minute
fucking my
since
fucking
that.
phone doesn't even have a headphone jack.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
been a
mine
hot
doesn't
minute
anymore
since that's been a thing.
I'm actually kind of pissed about Apple doing
Dude.
that because like it's like, oh, I can either charge it or I can play music, and it's like, fuck you, Apple.
Dude, Apple's not the only one. I got like the One Plus, and it's
Oh, this makes me so mad
Got
every
nothing.
time I see it.
Yeah, I mean, my car has a CD player and it's not that old, but
My car does not. It's a 2017.
Cam's got a headphone jack.
Jack on.
yeah, mine has a headphone
Because
jack
I bought
too.
I bought the Pixel for the pores, so that's why. And pores don't have good Bluetooth headphone options. So
I don't like Bluetooth as much. I like to have it a little more like substantive so that
Yeah.
I don't lose it.
in my car, I
for
just
like sound or whatever.
I
No,
just
just
use
for
the USB Type C port for the Android autoplay, and it's great.
to make sure I don't misplace it.
It's
is the
better
big
than
thing.
Bluetooth.
Mhm. See, I have Bluetooth headphones, those little tiny ones that just go in your ear. And
The one
then
problem I
have
have
to put
with
my headphones over them so that nobody knows that I
Bluetooth
have them at work.
headsets is how prone they are to skipping and cutting out.
Are you not supposed to have them?
Yeah,
You're,
yeah.
not, you're technically not supposed to be doing any of
I
that at
remember
work.
giving him that idea. I'm like, if you just have fucking earmuffs on, they can't tell that you have
And then I
headphones in.
switched to them, and then, yeah, it's fucking great. It's the best thing ever.
Does anyone else
Dude,
do
that
that?
would suck.
Maybe.
That
There
would
are a few
blow.
other people who have, like, the ear protection.
Dude, that would be the worst. You sit there for 10 hours a day and you can't listen to fucking music. That was like a
Some-
FedEx, dude. If FedEx, they wouldn't let us have like our phones in there at all, so we'd sneak them in there.
It's,
and, like,
it's
people with
the
speakers and
safety
stuff.
guy. I
Stupid.
do not like our safety guy.
All safety guys are bitches.
So here's what you got to counter them with: is
Oh, shit, these nuts.
my headphones are actually less impeding than these like ear. What are those called? The earplugs. Like when I put earplugs in at work, I can't hear anything. Like you can't hear shit. But when you put the headphones in, like I can mostly hear just the music, but then there's a little bit of sound coming in from the outside. So like it doesn't make sense for these guys to have these kind of policies, especially for shit jobs where you walk around a lot.
Right.
And like a factory job, fuck you. I'm not gonna fucking work there without listening to something. There's no way. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would have lasted unless I could make a way to listen to something, because it's too much time doing dull bullshit that doesn't require your mental.
Pretty sure my
attention.
boss knows, but nobody really cares because, like,
It's 'cause
'Cause
you're
it's
gonna go into blind
bullshit?
rage and beat the
Yeah.
fuck out of them.
Yeah.
well, they also have like but nobody obeys any of the rules at my work, which so like
Maybe you shouldn't
we're-
be saying
everybody-
that on a public forum.
Oh shit!
no,
can
no,
you
I mean
hear
like
me?
everybody like so we have to wear masks at work now.
Audit Craig's job.
And everybody who wears the mask either do the chin strap thing, so it's like it's on their face, but it's like around their chin instead of like on their face. And then other people will have like their nose exposed.
Yeah, I get
And it's
really.
like, why bother doing the mask thing if 90% of your employees aren't going to be following?
I
the
mean,
rules?
the nose thing is mostly okay. It bothers me too,
Dicks out for her.
but it's like it's not like I never know when I'm about to sneeze, so I can't just like
cover yourself.
It's not even
Uh.
just that. It's just you getting exposed. I mean, it's supposed to.
No, the masks are actually to stop you from exposing someone else.
Vice versa. I mean, if both people are wearing masks, that decreases the possibility, not to
Yeah.
zero, but
But a lot lower, yeah.
Yeah, it bothers me though. There's a lot of people that don't wear them properly at my work too, and I'm like, if we're gonna have to fucking do this, then we should do it right. And then no one does anything about it. Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah.
and that's why we're back at a higher peak
Oh,
than
yeah.
we were before.
And they're supposed to be checking our temperature, but instead of doing it like before we even go in the building, they're doing it like halfway through our shift. And yesterday, or not yesterday, but Friday, they just fucking forgot.
My boss told me if I
They've done
didn't
that
wear
like
my mask.
2 or 3
And
times.
the funny thing about the temperature checking thing, it's like it's already too late. Like if you've already been
I
to
mean,
work
yeah.
and now you have a fever, it's like you've already been spreading.
yeah,
it.
that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you do that?
Plus,
like when people go,
Not
in?
everybody
That
gets a
makes no
fever
sense.
from this thing either.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's even harder.
It'd be fun to go get
go
ourselves
get it.
tested for antibodies, just to see if either any one of us have actually had it without knowing about it.
Yeah.
Turns
Yeah.
out we all do.
I mean, that wouldn't be completely surprising at this point.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I had
But
it.
I have isolated myself pretty well. It's just really you guys and like another group of people I hang out with. Other than that, I don't really.
Yeah.
Like, I'm at home throughout the week.
Yeah, so-
I've stopped going to the gym because, well, the main thing is
'Cause you're
it's
fucking
masks
lazy?
are required,
No. Oh,
and I just don't want to work out with the mask on. So I've just been doing stuff at home instead.
Mhm.
yeah, that's crazy.
Dude,
that-
there are restaurants that make you wear a mask in, then they
Yeah,
have you
and you
take
sit
them
down,
off
you
like
take it
when
off,
you
yeah.
go to eat, and then you put them back on when you go to leave.
I mean,
it's
like,
all
theoretically,
with,
you're
with
you know
other people.
you when you're just at your table with your friends, people you've already associated with, and
Yeah.
you're still outside of that 6-foot limit from everyone else. So
It's just weird.
I mean,
It's a weird idea.
it's also weird to have.
businesses need to make money now because we've drugged this out so long.
Oh,
There's
dude.
no way.
Yeah,
I've been on and off quarantine like a lot the last few months because people at my job and I've like text you guys
Yeah.
fucking get tested because they're like,
Dude.
oh, I'm sick.
So the
Yeah.
reason that my work, so our work relaxed the wearing mask thing, like in June, like the beginning of June, they were like, so you don't have to wear the mask if you don't want to. And then like the end of June, they were like, okay, now you have to wear masks again because there's like a sudden like skyrocketing of people getting the virus in
Only-
Utah, and then they were like, okay, so now you have to do it again.
So
Yeah.
only one person at my work that got tested at like 7, it was 7, was positive. But like he had been off a week before, so none of us had contact with him, which was fucking fantastic. But our Vernal location, there's 5 employees that work at that store. 4 of them are out because they all tested. They tested positive.
Yeah, we've had,
It's crazy.
I think, 3 people in my building test positive.
Jeez.
And they just keep
Yeah.
getting closer. Dude.
There's almost like 100 people in there, though, so it's not like...
Yeah, but if 3 people get it, they could easily get everybody.
Yeah, they
was-
haven't, but
I was telling my guys at work, I said, this is like
I think.
when you like people at your work.
You think?
When people at your work start getting the virus, it's like the raptor scene in like the Lost World Jurassic Park, where you're just all walking through the tall grass, and like one person's like, and just gets taken.
Yeah.
What
That's
happens
what it feels like, dude.
if somebody at your work does get the virus and they've touched the mail?
It doesn't seem to
Did-
spread through the mail. It
But
doesn't seem
It
to
stays
matter.
on surfaces for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, on like untouched surfaces, but these surfaces are getting like fucked around with. I don't know. They've found that the mail doesn't go through the mail.
Huh.
I don't know how, but
That's weird.
yeah,
Seems like a conspiracy to me.
yeah. Maybe it's a Trump conspiracy to shut down the
voting polls.
Someone gonna
USPS.
let Joe in.
Is that Joe?
Probably.
it's
Craig,
Joker.
can you?
I guess.
Yeah, sorry
You-
to make
you're
it you,
the,
but
you're the more open person.
I'm trapped. I know you're trapped too, but it's in a different way. Yeah. Craig's actually free now. He's a free man compared to how we had him before.
Free bird.
Yeah. So that's pretty much where we're at with the.
We're supposed to be isolating.
the
okay,
digital.
where's your
and
face mask?
physical.
You're an outside element. You don't come here anymore.
If you're listening to the podcast, you'd know we're talking about coronavirus right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, hello, Joe. Enjoyed seeing you over the weekend.
You got a mic, Joe?
This is the first time I've ever
Grab
met
a
Joe,
mic.
Actually,
Yeah.
I've never met Joe
What is he
before.
gonna review the movie he didn't watch?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, I know that's what the episode's titled, but it doesn't need to be what the episode's about. We can do whatever we want.
It doesn't need to be what it's about.
Yeah, fuck it. What are they gonna do? Sue us?
Yeah.
Charge back their Patreon accounts? Please don't do
Told him
that.
to shut us down.
Yeah, I told Twitch to shut us down. We don't need Twitch. We just like Twitch.
But we wanna review this for the Uwe Boll.
Yeah.
He deserves this.
So, yeah, the fucking, I don't know, man. I think these guys are onto something. I think it will go fully digital, and it might be next time. I think Cameron's got a good point. They'll kind of test the waters, and see just how many people buy the digital only, which I think a lot of people are gonna. And I get it. I totally get it because I'm getting sick of all the shit in my house. Like I have too many things. So like digital sounding pretty fucking nice day after day. It makes it seem like it's the only way to go for the future. So I think there's something there. We have a guest on the show today. This is a man who has been on many podcasts, has been a producer of well over 700 podcasts. I think we actually have like 1,000 podcasts. Yeah, enjoy the broken chair. That's what you get.
Yes, I'm pretty sure the stream would love to look at your back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is
Who doesn't love to look at my back?
yeah.
You know
That's
what
the
I'm
last
saying.
thing I see
You mean
before I
the-
come, just about every time.
The lower back.
Yeah. So
There we go.
this is the tribute to Jake because of the streaming the back, the head
Oh yeah.
of a man, nothing else. Just
I can't see what I'm looking like. What does it look like right now?
it
Oh,
looks
boy.
like there's no me.
Just blocking
That
twice.
is just back.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, you got my little fat roll here on my neck too, just showing it all off for
Yeah.
everybody at home.
There you go.
I'll just talk to you, but I'll look this way.
So Joe, what are you doing here?
yeah.
I was
What
driving
the
up from
fuck?
St. George, and
Okay.
I was like, I'm almost at Provo, and they're still streaming.
Oh, nice.
So I knew you guys were all here,
All right.
and I felt like hanging out. Nice to meet you, Zach.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
Normally we have people pay us for forced entries, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hand over some money.
I got like $1 on me.
Nah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
gotta be
not
$10.
enough. You're gonna have to blow us at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Tend to not see the other bills. $1. Enjoy
your
it.
Corona coins. Get out of here.
Thanks for coming to my movie, Cameron.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah.
I had to work
enjoyed
Friday,
the,
so I couldn't go.
I know. Everybody had to
enjoyed the
work.
drive.
Yeah, because we have these things called jobs.
I have a job. I haven't started it yet, but I have one. So, anyway, thank you, everybody listening who helped pay for and supported the 13th Cross. The movie should be out sometime in September. I will let you guys know when, and you'll be able to rent it. And those who donated, once the movie is out, that's when you'll get your copy. We got to protect against piracy. Against privacy. So thank you. Sorry, what were you talking about before I stopped you, Schweiss?
It's just the digital versus physical copies for
we
games.
were talking about that before it devolved into Corona. So,
Yeah.
which is why we were making a big deal of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get it.
Yeah, well, I mentioned
Get
before
the
we should all get antibody tests to see if we've all actually had it at this point, which wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people in southern Utah do not give a fuck.
Oh, they do not.
Oh, dude, around here too, same thing. Utah
I mean,
County's
actually, I was
suspect.
surprised about how many people actually did wear masks.
I mean, you were
Compared to,
quote unquote required to at the film festival, but anything outside of the film festival,
Yeah.
no.
Nobody gave a shit about.
It was like 50-50 at
And like
gas stations
two
and
people
stuff.
at the film festival refused to wear the mask.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
southern Utah right wing
Yeah, the South Horizon.
people. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Well,
You ready to review a movie you didn't watch?
Oh shit, you guys are that far into this thing? I thought you guys were almost done.
no, we had to watch the
No.
movie.
We watched.
Wait, I saw a notification on my phone like 2 hours ago saying that Nude Clan was live.
Shouldn't have.
Yeah, it shouldn't have. We didn't finish until like almost 2.
God. All right. Well, I will enjoy. I will listen to the episode
All
from
right.
inside.
It's on Amazon Prime, the movie. That's where we watched it. It's free right now. If you guys haven't seen it, please go watch it
Yeah, you should watch it. This movie's
before you
great.
listen to this episode of the podcast. But yeah, that's Joe. He got his movie finished. Did you get any awards for it? I was going to ask you that.
No, we didn't get any awards.
Ah,
We were,
only,
our best picture, we were beat out by Omar and Us, which is a really good movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
What ones did you get nominated for?
There was no nominations. It
Oh,
was
it
just
was
there were
just-
just some categories, and they gave them out at the,
Oh,
the end of the
got it.
festival, and we were like, okay.
Well, now
We were
it's
okay with it.
now I'm only 1 for 2 on award-winning movies.
I mean, we have some new laureates today because Hollywood Horror Fest. We are a finalist for that, and so
Really? It's a
yeah,
horror
we didn't
movie?
win. We didn't win, and they're not actually doing the festival this year. But they sent out all the stuff. It's like you would have been a finalist. Here's your thing, so we can use that in our advertising
Yeah, there you go.
Finalist for
Finalist
a horror movie
for
thing.
a horror fest that they aren't having.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I mean, that's gonna take up a lot of screen space.
high
But
accolades right there.
A horror movie?
I would call it like a dark drama. Some people have called it horror-esque, or that the people who watch horror movies might like the movie.
sounds
So
like you need
It
to.
sounds like a
Yeah.
thriller to me. Which is
It
what
is a thriller.
is,
Yeah, it's a
so-
dark thriller drama thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing.
A lot of
Yeah.
people in the horror community like to claim that as
So,
horror, so that they
when
can
did
have
the,
some good movies in there.
Oh.
When did the distribution funds start to kick in?
The funds I can't really talk
Yeah, what am
about-
I gonna
can't
get-
talk about the deal.
What am I gonna get
Damn.
paid for this?
But you aren't getting paid at all.
Oh,
You're not getting paid jack
There are
shit.
there are 4 people who will be getting money off the back end, and
You're like 20th on that list.
unfortunately, it's nobody in here.
well, not
Oh,
even you.
No,
I gave my heart and soul
except
for your
for me.
movie.
Thank you. They're donations, you get, and you guys will be getting copies. Whoever helped, and whatever else we promised you. I think we're giving out some. What the hell was that? We're
Dog.
giving
Yeah,
out
he's in the back.
some props and stuff like that. So you guys.
What
will
about the
enjoy
car? Can I get the
that.
car?
You know, Schweiss, you are in the fucking movie. So
I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
I'm in the movie.
you're in it.
I'm not
twice.
just a supporter. I'm in.
You're in the movie twice.
Do you have like bloopers at the end or anything? Like you can put that on the
There's
DVD.
no bloopers.
Just like fun stuff that we did. We didn't do
No.
as much for this one as we did for.
No, dude, it was
What
run and
else?
gun that whole entire shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not that much in terms of bloopers.
Yeah.
I'd say. Yeah.
How many days did you
the bloopers were left
film
in
it
the
over?
movie. 15 days. But that's still that's not much.
No.
No. So yeah. Anyway, guys, Postal's the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Postal.
Yeah, Uwe Boll.
Uwe Boll's masterpiece.
Yeah,
Is
this
it based on a
magnum
video
opus.
game?
It is.
Yeah.
What video game?
Postal 2. Well, it's based on Postal, but he borrowed a lot of stuff from Postal 2, apparently.
Which
Never
none
heard
of, none of us
Postal.
have played it, so we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have no concept of this, but it's
I don't want
it is
concept.
easily his magnum opus.
Yeah, it was great. He's in the movie.
Yeah.
It was great.
It is great.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Okay.
It has a 9 on Rotten Tomatoes, but
Oh, so that is one of his best movies.
it is.
Yeah. 9 out of 100, of course.
It's one of his most
34.
critically acclaimed.
34%
All right,
audience. score.
Schweiss, go ahead and play the trailer
Good thing we're part
for
of that 34%.
Postal.
All right, you gotta watch this one, Joe. You'll enjoy this. So here we go, 2007's Postal.
The standoff with Mr. Cruz has now stretched into its 8th day. Cruz continues to insist that police are violating his parental and religious freedom, citing human sacrifice as essential to his faith.
From the world's most notorious director
My movies are financed with Nazi gold.
comes a movie so disgusting, so offensive,
Well, what are you gonna fire me for saying? Well, you.
so stupid
You know, me and spelling and all.
that it will push you over the edge.
Sorry. What's the matter with you?
What the hell is wrong with you people?
Jihad!
You've got to be kidding me.
All in all, this has really not been a very pleasant day.
Uwe Boll may be an infidel, but he made a very funny film.
This spring, it's time to go Postal.
Credit block.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It was so good.
Dude, it's crazy.
I highly recommend that you go home and you watch this movie uncut.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty funny. It's crazy. It's like Team America was directed by Uwe Boll. That's pretty much what it is.
It's great.
Dude.
Normally
All
that's like a bad thing, but this movie's
Is
The-
this
The
sarcasm?
opening,
No.
it's incredibly
Dude,
offensive to everyone.
the opening scene is two hijackers talking about how many virgins they're going to get
There's a
for
descrip-
wrecking the plane, and he calls Osama on the phone, and he says he can only guarantee us 20 virgins. And so instead of wanting to crash the plane, they said, we're going to go to the Bahamas instead. So he tries to turn the plane, and the people inside the plane break in and try to take over the plane
Yeah.
to get to land it.
And they crash
And
into
they
the World
crash
Trade
it
Center.
into the building.
That's fuck.
There's like a guy like cleaning the windows, and he's like,
Yeah, he turns around right as the plane crashes into the building.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This movie's
That's-
2007.
That's
6 years,
6 years
after.
the greatest thing I think for me was my Mountain Dew expires on September 11th, so it all went in full circle.
Oh my god.
It was
Yeah.
great.
Okay, so
His
that is
USA
the opening
Dew.
scene. Two guys arguing about how many virgins they were promised.
Yeah, so one's like, he told me 100, and the other guy's like, well, he told me 99. So they like call him up to like talk about the discrepancy. He's like, what if you only get 10? What if you get 10 and we have to share for eternity?
He's like, but
how long are they going to be virgins for?
Yeah.
He's like, but that's 5 more virgins than you had before. He's like, yeah, but we're talking eternity.
And the guy like starts
How long
thinking
are
about
five-
it, and he's
he's like, how long are 5 virgins going to last?
Yeah.
We're going to the Bahamas. And the
Yeah.
in their face.
And then they break
Get
in
on,
and they're
get
all
on,
like
get on.
celebrating and like trying to stop them.
He's like,
Yeah.
no, no,
it's-
he's like, we're going to the Bahamas, we're going to the Bahamas. And the guys are like, no! And they just, yeah. It's great.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. Like the look of shock on all of our faces as this is the fucking opening scene.
Yeah, Uwe Boll.
What is the rest of this movie?
He grabs you by the balls and doesn't let go until it's over.
Yeah, it's a ride.
Yeah, this thing's fucking
Like, I was
crazy.
in shock after
I'm
this
gonna
was
have
done.
to see this movie.
I was in shock after we were done.
The thing too, we were talking like before it happened. Like, I don't want to. Are we ready for another Uwe Boll movie? Do we want to watch another Uwe Boll movie?
No one.
Yeah, and we're like, no, yeah. But then Schweiss said he made us, and I'm grateful he did.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
It was great.
It's a movie called Postal. And he wanted to watch it. So
I
we're like,
mean,
you know what,
I'm
yeah.
kind of on the fence saying whether or not this was a great movie because of how offensive it is, but it's like
What are you?
so funny. It's so
You
fucking
host
funny.
Nude Clan, Cameron.
I know. But it's so fucking funny. This movie.
Yeah. So the movie stars. It's 2007 American-German action comedy. Co-written and directed by Uwe Boll. Stars Zack Ward, Dave Foley, Chris Coppola, Jackie Tohn, J.K. Simmons, Verne Troyer, Larry Thomas, David Huddleston, and Seymour Cassel.
I was surprised that J.K. Simmons in there actually.
Yeah.
It was great though.
He doesn't have a big part, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah, and it's basically it's just a fucking just an offensive ass movie. Like everything about it is just trying to be super offensive. And I wonder if the games are that way too. I
I
bet they are.
Yeah,
I mean, so we have Uwe Boll in the film, and we have the game developer himself in the film as well. He actually
That was the fuck you.
Yeah,
Uwe Boll.
he gets mad at Uwe Boll, and he's like, "You ruined my game." And he's like,
they get in a fist fight.
And so they start fighting, and then randomly Uwe Boll has boxing gloves on his hands.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's Uwe Boll going into making fun of himself.
Yeah, he
too.
does because he's.
I
Like,
didn't
oh,
think
it's
he
great.
could.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's like,
This is my perception of Uwe Boll. completely.
he's like, they say my movies are funded by Nazi gold, and of course
Of course
it's
they
true.
Yeah.
He's like,
What else are
but
they gonna do
somebody,
with it?
he's like, but somebody's got to do something with
Dude,
the money.
so like it was super offensive, but that chick running, she's like, "Well, my grandpa died in the Holocaust." Like, mine too. He fell from a watchtower, and you're like,
Oh my
oh,
god.
he went there."
Oh my god.
Dude, Uwe Boll, he goes for it, man.
Oh,
And
man,
then,
and then
Uwe Boll's death scene too.
He gets shot in the crotch.
He's like, I hate video games. And then he okay, we're jumping around all over the place, but Uwe Boll made fun of himself in his own film.
Yeah.
So, of all of his own
pretty impressive.
stereotypes, like of, yeah. So yeah.
Well, they don't they introduce him as like the award-winning director or something like that. And
Yeah.
They're like,
Like a Razzie award.
Yeah, so after the awesome intro of them arguing and finding out there's not enough virgins to go around, we cut to our main character in
his name's Dude, isn't it?
yeah, Paradise, Arizona, which I guess is a ghost town in actuality. So they probably filmed it there.
Isn't
yeah.
Paradise where Tremors is?
I don't know.
I think they're in New Mexico, but
No,
it's still
no
I think it's
idea.
called Paradise.
So the dude who just don't call him anything.
His name in
They
the credits.
They
it was
call
just
him
Dude.
Yeah.
it's a dude in the credits, but they call him the Postal Dude or something like that.
Yeah.
They call him the pole. Yeah.
So he's taking a job interview. He's trying to get some work. His
So out of work, looking for a job, finds out his wife in the trailer park is cheating on him.
She's
as
a
he's
whale,
leaving.
dude. She's huge.
yeah. She's a big
Because
lady.
like they have HOA in a trailer park in this. Because I was like, I can complain about you, and he's like, yeah, because after 10 a.m. if I can hear your like sexual throws, then
Yeah.
that means I can do a complaint. He's like, well, I wasn't even here at 10 a.m. He's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so he finds out about that. He goes out to get the job, and he like flips out on the job guys because they're asking like a bullshit question, and that's what the pre-roll was. Is the last question the lady asks him in the interview is like, "What's the difference between a duck?" And then she just like trails off.
And he's like,
"In what?" And she's like, "Wrong." And he gets up and he's like, "What the hell is wrong with you people? These are fucking bullshit questions."
I'm here for a job interview. How do you answer about a fucking duck? And the guy's like, I like you.
Yeah.
How does it feel to put 15 heads on the wall?
So it also has like oh man, there's some great parts with Osama bin Laden in there, and it cuts to them like threatening America and like cutting a commercial, and then like they cut, and then
with the accent.
Yeah, with the accent, and then bin Laden like he's like, oh Jesus, finally that's over, and he's like talking in normal English.
Yeah, he has like a solid like,
and he's friends with George W. Bush. They're working together for the war.
Yeah,
because George W. Bush calls him and he's like, "Hey, my dad owns these oil fields. Can we all bomb them so we can get some money out of it?" And he's like, "For you, George."
She's like, "Should I take
Georgie.
an insurance policy on these because they're gonna blow up?"
Oh yeah, and he's like, "For you, Georgie, of course."
Yeah, he calls him Georgie.
I wish I could quit you.
Yeah, says that line. I just wish I could quit you.
Yeah, at the very end.
George Washington. Yeah.
Not George Washington.
George
W.
Bush.
Bush.
That movie. Yeah, so George W. Bush. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much where it starts out. This guy has a shit life. Everything is like pretty terrible. And then he, what's the first like act of violence? Oh yeah,
he goes to the welfare. No, he goes.
No. Before that though, it cuts to another group of characters. The two police officers.
Oh,
and and one of them, like, they're sitting in the line. They're sitting in traffic, and like the light's green, and there's this
lady won't go.
She's
tiny,
really old.
Tiny old Asian lady.
And he gets mad at her, and he's like, "All right, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna get out and go check on her and see what's up."
His partner's German, and he's like, "Hey, like, maybe she doesn't have her glass. First, like, maybe she's not wearing her glass." And he's like, "I didn't buy you all these fucking German English books for you to say glass instead of glasses." And he like freaks off at him.
He's like, "You come to America, learn the fucking language."
He's like, "You damn immigrants!" And you're like, "Oh my god, Uwe Boll went like Uwe Boll just goes for it."
Yeah,
for
and he walks up to this lady, this tiny.
By the way, the officer is black, and that's important for what's about.
Yeah. So the officer's black. His German co-officer is German.
Who doesn't speak good English? Like he's very like broken when he talks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he goes up to check on the old lady, and he can't understand her at all. And so he eventually gets mad at her, pulls out this fucking pump shotgun, shoots her, and then he gets back in he keeps shooting her, and then he like gets back into the car, and his partner is like, what was up with that? And he's like, "I think she called me the N-word."
She was just like muttering in Chinese, like, oh, just like saying like random stuff, and he just blasts her.
Dude, this movie, the black guy should have been Sticky Fingers. There should have been Sticky Fingers' role.
Yeah. He just brought him back. So then shortly after that, there's a scene where our dude is trying to get what is he there to get?
His welfare check.
His welfare check. So he goes to this government building. It is to get his welfare check, standing in line for that, right?
And they're on and the number that they're on is like 24, and the number he pulls is like 98. And so he's waiting in line for a super long time, and then this one guy who goes crazy pulls one of the cops' guns.
You have the wrong paperwork.
And
he pulls a gun.
So he freaks out. So he pulls a gun, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then so he starts killing everybody. And then the whole time, the dude is just like trying to switch people's numbers. So he gets until he gets 25.
What I really like about it, and then as you see in other scenes, is as this gunfight's going on, the guards are trying to like wrestle the gun out of this guy, and he's going around just like point blank shooting people. As everyone else is just like getting down, but acting like it's completely normal. Like the desks at the welfare people are sitting behind are all bulletproof.
There's bulletproof glass, and she's at it, and she's like doing her lips.
And she's still calling numbers right behind as this gunfight's going on, and he's army crawling around, not even perturbed that there's a fucking gunfight going on. He's just trying to find who has a lower number than him.
And he finds the guy who has 25, and it's like this old Asian man, and he tries to take it from him, but the old Asian man like wakes up, and he's like, "No."
The Asian man shot, by the way.
He tries to hold on to his number, and so he like punches him in the finger.
He bites his finger.
He bites his finger.
He bites his finger and takes the number, and then he like 25 gets called, and then he brings it up to her, and then she's like, "No, it's closed now."
Yeah.
We'll get back to her though.
Who wrote it? Uwe Boll and some guy named Knight.
Yeah, it was
M. Night Shyamalan.
No.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Co-wrote by
That's
Brian
my
C.
exact
Knight and Uwe Boll.
question as we were watching this. I'm like, someone else had to fucking write this, because this is not what I've come to expect from Movable.
No.
Not at all. So she's like, calls him up, he shows her number, and then she closes it right after she calls him up.
And then everyone's like leaving it, which is very true to all of our government operated.
Yeah. No one could give a fuck that there was a gunfight happening right there, and then closing.
Yeah.
And so he's now welfare checklist.
So he gets mad. He leaves. So he starts trying to call his uncle, who he had met briefly before.
He is a cultist.
Who is like the leader of a cult.
He's called Doom.
And so he's on the phone with this guy, and then like this other guy who's trying to run a scam tries to rob him, and he accidentally kills the guy, and then he like goes to join his uncle.
It was something of organic monotheism.
It's organic monotheism. So that's
there's a D in
what
front
they
of it,
believe
though.
in. Yeah.
It's funny.
So his uncle Dave, leader of the cult, we had a scene beforehand where he was in bed with a whole bunch of naked women.
So this is a movie worth watching. Then.
And as we first meet Dave before the welfare check incident happened and dude calls him, his second in command cultist leader, he comes in and goes, hey, we have a problem with taxes. Like, we haven't been paying taxes, and we owe like $1.3 million
and 79 cents
and 79 cents in taxes. The whole while this dude's explaining it to him, they send the naked girls out. The dude gets
for
up.
some reason they aren't being able to be classified as a religion.
Did you hear when the one chick puts her like head up from his crotch? You hear that?
And as this dude's unraveling it to him, he gets up and he's naked, completely naked.
He has a rope. He has a robe on.
No, he's slowly putting the robe on as he scratches his junk. Full frontal nudity on this guy, flopping everywhere.
And he wipes his dick off, and you see it. Like,
yeah.
It's just,
Yeah. And he then goes to sit on the toilet, which is which is right there next to the bed, like barely there. And so he's taking a shit as his second in command's talking to him, and he's just like all the smells and stuff.
Yeah, he's like
going
this.
on.
He's like covering.
And then he gets up without wiping, and then goes and lays on the bed. As they're talking about the problem of having like 1.3 million, they owed the IRS. And so like, okay, we have to have a plan. And so I think it's Dave who reaches out to Dude to see if he can like drum something up to get money.
To get coffee.
Yeah. And so that's how Dave then can't get his welfare check, calls up
we meet
his
that
uncle.
lady too. The
coffee shop chick.
love interest. Yeah.
Yeah, a coffee shop chick. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So after that, his plan is to pull a heist on a shipment of.
Well, they kind of come to that idea where, okay, we need money, and so I guess there's actually the shipment of this doll from Germany, the crotchets,
the crotchy dolls,
the crotchy dolls, yeah,
which are shaped like a cock and balls.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
it's
their
Verne
plan
Troyer's
is
voice
to
when they pull
steal
the
it
whole cord.
from Little Germany, who have like the shipment of crotchy dolls. There was another shipment going to like Little China, but somehow that got sunk. So Little Germany is the only one with these dolls.
Little Germany,
and
is,
apparently
amusement
these
park.
dolls are super popular, and it's going to make everyone a lot of money. So he hatches this huge plan,
and they apparently are selling
with
for
his
like
uncle.
$4,000 online each.
Yeah.
And so they plan to steal this shipment of like 2,000 crotchy
Because
dolls.
the Chinese like ship like sunk.
Yeah.
They can only sell this one place, so they're super rare.
Yeah. And so the whole plan is to get these dolls, but then we find out that the terrorists, that's their plan too. We don't know why they want the dolls, but they want those dolls as well. And so now you have this cultist group kind of being led by Dude and
Well, the only reason the dude wants
Dave.
in is because he wants out of Paradise City.
Correct.
He wants,
he wants the money to leave, yeah. Because he wants to leave his wife, and he wants to leave the shithole of Paradise City.
Yeah, he hates Paradise.
And he hatches this grand plan with his uncle Dave. All of the girls that are part of the cult too are a part of the plan, and then Dave's second in command is part of it as well. Of going in, stealing the dolls, and as Plan B is happening, the terrorists are kind of planning to hit Little Germany at the same time to steal the same dolls. And so Dave or Dude goes to get the Postal van to hold the dolls in. Sees this one. Yeah, paralyzed dude in a wheelchair, and so he's like looking left and right.
And nobody's watching him, and he's
like with the joystick, right?
He pulls him along with the.
And so he like looks left and right, and then just puts a finger on it and starts walking him over to the gate, and then facing him back out to the street. Looks left to right, so he could use them as a prop to get over the fence, to climb over.
God.
Yeah, so it's just like they really drive it home that they don't care about individual people at all. in this America.
And that's when we find out that the cop that shot the Chinese person is using this dude in the wheelchair to get money.
Yeah,
so they're giving him money.
He's putting him on the street so that people like give him money as like because they feel bad for him.
Was his name Henry? Or he's like God. Oh,
yeah,
Harry.
the
Harry. He's like, God damn it, Harry! Only 5s and 10s today, and he just like puts him into the van.
And then he like takes him home, puts him in his garage,
No.
and then puts like the blanket over him.
When he first goes to grab, he takes some money, and like these two people walk by, and he's like, oh, just giving, gotta help the retards, and he's just like throwing money.
They
use the hard R
very much in this movie. Remember, this is 2007, so
back when it was
okay. Back when it was okay.
And he's got him like on a food drip and stuff, like in his
So he takes the guy back to his garage, puts the food drip in. The guy kind of goes, "Oh," and like groans a little bit. He's like, "Oh yeah, I almost forgot. It's kind of cold in my garage," and then throws a blanket over him, like barely, and then
but it's
leaves
like
him.
this, and then covers like this.
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's like all over his face.
Yeah, and then so the guy drives away in the mail van.
Yeah, so dude steals the mail van, and then they all go back to the compound.
So when he goes right before he goes to steal the van, he has to get the thing that helps him like open the door to steal the van. So he goes into this gas station where J.K. Simmons is a politician who's like talking to people like outside of it, and one of the terrorists, as he's like fucking in the store, walks out with the fucking like dynamite belt thing. And then fucking like blows himself up as he like hugs J.K. Simmons, and he just fucking explodes everywhere, and the windows get coated in blood and guts.
Well, you see J.K. Simmons like thumbs up like on like the window,
he like
sliding
to
down.
the wall, and he slides down.
And
with
again,
his
it's just
thumbs up.
like, oh shit, someone got blown up. Oh, how much is this? It's just like,
oh yeah,
people just fucking die, I guess, and they're just so used to it at this point. So
that's
kind of what
important
they're portraying.
With that like it's not really gas, like it's like a little corner shop, but the terrorists are living in that corner shop in the back.
They've been there since 9/11, pretty much.
They're using it as a base.
Yeah. There's so many scenes that we're glossing over. Kind of like the interaction between the terrorists and the shop owner. Oh, soon we'll give it to the infidels. Yeah, and he's like, yay.
He's not super excited about it.
Yeah. And he just sprinkles like praise Allah in there every time they're telling him something because he's definitely not down with it.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna blow him up. Praise
he
Allah.
just wanted to own his store and be an American and just make money.
When they're looking to kill the guy, and he's like running through. She's like, "Why did you help?" He's like, "You want to clean the window again?"
So so they also stop the car from going to pick up the mini-me. The celebrity as part of their,
part of the crotchy
their
doll
plan to steal the crotchy dolls.
They have the mascot. The voice of the crotchy doll is
Verne Troyer, Mini-Me from Austin Powers.
He's the voice of the doll. So they had him be their guest appearance for the unveiling of these dolls, right? And part of the plan, when he takes everyone back to the compound, he's explaining it to everyone. They purposely drop him off before he makes it to paradise, so he's super mad by the time he gets there.
Yeah.
And so everyone's worried about, oh man, we've pissed off the superstar, and be a little less, more lax on security and stuff like that. So anyways, the plan is, I don't know how in depth they get into it, but basically the girls give the Hitler stash when they're all wearing swastikas.
Oh yeah, so they to disguise themselves to blend in at Little Germany. They all dress up as Hitler.
Yeah, they all have the little mustache
the red armband and everything.
With the swastika. Like this movie would have been banned immediately in Germany just for the amount of swastikas there were.
At the amusement park, it shows a couple signs, and one of them is like the gas chamber playground.
Yeah, and a bunch of kids like run off to go play.
It was the.
That's fucked.
Oh yeah.
So and then so they have to distract the guards. So the women go and take them into the fucking other room so that they can.
And they give them the what did they say? The God job? Is that what they say?
Yeah, go give them a God job.
Well, so when all the girls walk back in, he's like, "Did you do it?" And they're like wiping their faces. And they're like, "Yeah, we did it." And one's got like shit on her face. And so all three of us are like.
and so now that this is happening. The guards were, I guess, distracted and they're gone. They're moving all of the dolls into the back of the van. that's when the terrorists show up.
Yeah, the terrorists show up, and then they start having this big ass gunfight.
Okay, before the gunfight, right before that gets kicked off, the terrorists are roping down in.
Yeah.
The dude wearing the mascot suit for the Karachi doll, he takes off his
Off the
thing.
dickhead.
Yeah,
the
he
dickhead.
takes off the dickhead, and it's the developer for
Postal,
for Postal, the video game. He's like, you ruined my game.
Because they're interviewing Uwe Boll as this is going on.
Yeah.
Oh shit! And the fucking things Uwe Boll's saying too on stage.
Oh
too.
yeah, he admits he's a pedophile.
Yeah, on stage.
It's
yeah.
Yeah, he's like, sometimes when I'm being interviewed, I get horny. Like, all
'Kay,
these
so
all
his-
the
his
people
whole-
in the
his
front
whole
and the
line-
children, and the guy's like, "Are you fucking kidding
And
me?"
it's like, yeah, Uwe Boll, acclaim award-winning director. But opening this little Germany, this little town, has actually been your dream. And he's like, yeah, some say to fund my movies with Nazi gold, which is true.
It's
What else
not
are we
true.
gonna do with it? And it's like, sometimes I get on stage and
Doesn't he? He pays Verne Troyer with gold Jew teeth.
Yes.
He like puts it into his
Yes.
hand, and Verne Troyer like
He
puts it
puts
into his pocket.
gold teeth in his hand. Yes, this movie is fucked at every fucking level.
It's so offensive.
God, dude.
And he goes, and sometimes on stage I get hard because I'm surrounded by the little boys and stuff like that. He says that.
He goes, because he goes, the energy of the crowd and the little children, and the director's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" and then it gets to him saying later, "Oh, what do you mean I'm fired because I said the fuck word on there?"
Fucking you, Dan. Like it's
Yeah. And so that happens. Then the creator of Postal tears off his dick head and pulls a gun on him. And then him and Uwe Boll have a gunfight over.
They start beating
start
the shit out of each
Yeah,
other.
first.
it's like start beating the shit out of each other because the dude pulls out a gun. Which starts people starting to shoot, but then him and Uwe Boll are just fist fighting, and Uwe Boll has boxing gloves out of nowhere all of a sudden.
He's like,
And then the terrorists and everybody else start shooting.
The terrorists,
and the
yeah.
only people that it shows getting killed are little kids.
Yeah, every time guns are shooting everywhere. Like people, like everyone's running, right? And it'll just do a close up of a kid getting shot,
with like an ice cream, and he's like, he's like,
and then everyone's still running. And it just shows up another close up of a kid getting just fucking domed, and then just like several kids you just watch get massacred, and everyone's fucking finally running
they're
away
all
from the
just
square.
running in every
Everyone
direction.
who's dead in the square are just children. That's all who got shot.
because they're like dragging the kids together so the lady can like get her her interview.
Yeah, her
No,
close up.
Because
Yeah.
the main dude that's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" gets shot too. Because you see him on camera, and he's like, and, he just
And then Uwe Boll gets shot in the dick, and he's like, "Oh, I fucking hate video games." And then he dies.
the rocket launcher. There's like a
Oh yeah, there's a guy
like
trying to
a
load an
Taliban-
RPG, and then he
he falls
fumbles
off,
it, and then
yeah.
it falls, and then it like shoots, and then it lands and hits this
That's
like
a-
target on the
It's
wall.
like it follows the rocket, and it's like going
Yeah.
through people's feet and stuff as they're like trying to get out of the way to blow
Yeah.
up the coffee
Right.
stand. Oh, but we find out we get backstory on Harry. The two cops are there
Oh yeah, yeah,
for the
yeah.
opening.
I think that was like one of the
and
deleted
the
scenes.
German
Yeah, it
the
was a
German
deleted
dude was
scene.
like, "How did you meet Harry?" No, it was during the
And he's
movie
like,
too.
No, it
he's
was
like
after.
stunting morality. I don't think what you're doing with Harry is very moral.
Oh, yeah, he's like, "I've read about American morality." But so he's sitting there, and the story is Harry was riding a bike while the cop and his dog were hiking. Harry hit the dog, fell off, and broke his neck. And then the cop's like, "Yeah, I left him for 3 days and came back, and we've been business partners ever since."
He's like, "But did you take him to the hospital?" He's like, "I took my dog to the hospital." That motherfucker tried to kill my dog.
So now he just sets Harry up places to collect donations they could steal from him, and then just feeds him from a feed bag.
Oh, and
with
then
an IV drip.
and Harry's there too, and he gets shot, and his wheelchair is just like going in circles, just like going in a circle the whole time.
And the cop is devastated. He's like, "No,
He's like,
Harry."
He walks, he's like, "Harry's fine. Hey, what's the German word for food?" And he's like, and he's like, "That's right. See?"
Yeah, I forgot about that. Harry did get shot, and he's just sitting there spinning circles, dead in his wheelchair. God, this movie's fucked. And so they eventually leave.
So
with,
yeah, they escape with the stuff in the van, and
Yeah,
they make
and
it
then-
back to their compound.
And then
where-
no, they don't make it back yet. So as they're trying to leave, Osama and his terrorists are leaving too, and he's like,
they can't find their keys.
and he's like, yeah. And so then he's just like, okay,
I mean, we're gonna have to like give our lives because we need these dolls. He's like, well, why don't we just have a plan where we kill them and we don't die?
And all the terrorists in the back are like, yeah!
And they start shooting through the roof of their van.
And then after that, Osama then has to take like a side thing where he's going to like a CEO meeting. Of how to get.
They're like, where the fuck is Osama? And then it turns out that he's like at this
At a seminar of
training camp of like how to manage employees because they won't die for what he wants.
150 ways that your employees to die for you.
Some people say meth is bad, but is it going to be that illegal if the U.S. Air Force uses it?
Yeah. And then they even use like violent like words and explanations in the talk, and he's just like looking aside, like, yeah, this is really
he's
good.
like, it's like to manage your employees so that they'll do whatever you want, they'll live for you, and they'll even die for you.
And he's like,
look,
he looks at the camera and goes, oh. The best part about that is when he goes to buy the books and they run his credit card, and the guy's like, oh, I'm sorry, your card's been declined. Your assets have been frozen by every free country in the world. He's like, well, can you take a check?
And so apparently the terrorists found out about the compound that Dave had before they got back because he had to hide the van before they went back to the compound. And so the terrorists are already there. He's like, man, if only you had like a secret bunker underneath your compound. He's like, oh, yeah, whatever. But then the second command's like, well, we do. And then Dave didn't even know about this actual secret compound underneath it. So then we have a scene where
they try to sneak in.
Where dude has to sneak in. He's doing his a little army crawl. He waits and he gets into the room, into Dave's room where one of the terrorists is lying on the bed and he goes to sleep. Watching TV.
And there's
he
a
kind of
cat.
rolls
He's
over.
like petting a cat.
He's like, hey, here, cat. Here, stupid cat. And the cat comes down, right? To dude. He's laying on the ground,
He's
like
like
army crawling. He's petting him. And then he picks up the cat and it cuts to him putting the cat ass first onto his gun.
Yeah, the cat is on his gun, and then he shoots the guy.
So he
and the bullet
he
goes
goes-
through
so
the
he-
cat as a silencer, and then the cat jumps off the gun, and then he like
he
continues
looks at
to
the dude.
sneak through.
He looks at the dude lying on the bed. He goes meow, and the dude looks over, and the cat opens its mouth, and he shoots.
The
Yeah.
cat meows at him too. He's like, meow, and he just sees it go.
And then the cat's fine. The cat just jumps down, just like, and it's blowing the gun smoke out of its mouth, and it's fine. It just runs off.
Yeah.
What? And then they go down into they finally stick everyone to this underground compound in his room, and Dave's like, "You girls knew about this place too?"
Am I the only person?
Oh,
who
okay,
didn't?
we forgot a super fucking important thing. So
No, we talked about cat silencer.
what's Mini-Me's name again?
Verne Troyer.
So
Verne
the
Troyer.
second command, he made it his whole MO to steal him along with the dolls, and so they put him into his own suitcase and steals Verne.
And there's a bunch of like cross-dresser clothes, and there's like, oh wow, a dildo on a stick. That's mine, and he's like throws it into the suitcase,
I'm trapped in my own suitcase.
and he's like using the dildo as a flashlight. God,
because it glows in the dark.
And so he made it this huge thing. It's like, why'd you steal him too? Oh, you'll find out. And so they go down to this underground bunker underneath the compound where there's guns everywhere and stuff like that. And then he
It's important to do this that Dave wrote a Bible.
Yeah.
And that's what all his followers follow.
Yeah.
Is his Bible.
Is
that
his
he's
own
written.
Bible, yeah.
And his second in command is like the biggest believer.
Yeah. And so he made this underground compound. And there is this passage in the Bible, and then Verne Schneider's like, if there's a part in the about me, I'm gonna fucking kill you. and it says, and then it came to pass that the short entertainer was fucked by 1,000 monkeys.
He's like, that's it, I'm kicking your ass. He just like marches across.
And then
So they stick him in this little door, and then on the other side is literally like 1,000 monkeys
it's
that
1,000
have
chimpanzees,
like
yeah.
that have like fucking handcuffs and like a bunch of dildos and shit.
And, like,
and they fuck him up against the glass.
You see like their hands on his shoulders. He's like, "Oh, this is terrible." And he's like,
So it's monkey raping. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
That was in the trailer.
Yes, that was in the trailer.
I didn't realize that's what that was.
Yeah.
And then
I don't think anyone could have fathomed that's what that was.
and then as he's finding out that his second in command is now his time for him to like start to take over, they find out that the avian or the bird flu is inside these dolls that they were smuggling in the bird flu, and the terrorists were after that. But he's also after that because he wants to end humanity, so the apocalypse could come to pass.
So he goes. The Taliban aren't using it right. They just want to destroy the U.S. Like we want to destroy the world.
Yeah.
Because in the Bible it says like this big old like everyone's gonna die, and he's like the genital like warts and the test like the tumors in your testicles, and he's like, but you'll only be safe if you're hidden under like a rabbit under the ground, and he's like, and like the dude like looks at his uncle and the guy's like, I don't fucking know what I wrote. He's like, listen, I don't have anything to do with this. Then he tries to betray dude. Because he's like, hey, man,
I gotta lead my people.
He's like, I know I'm sorry, but I know what I have to do. And the guy's like, you're a douchebag. And then his second in command pulls the gun. He's like, no, you have to die because it's in.
Because if you read between the lines, you're just the pawn that God used to get us here. We don't need you anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then he goes in and he kisses him on each cheek, and he just goes full like
and then
he starts like
on
he
him.
starts like dry humping him, and then he's like, "Oh my god, I'm gay and I'm a chubby chaser." He's like, "I can finally start my life."
Now I can learn to love myself.
And then like the dude shoots him, and as he dies, like there's this chick in every scene where he's like grabbed her tit, and he's like goes over, and he's like. No, I think I'm
full on grabs it.
Yeah,
under.
No, and he's like
goes
yeah,
under her
he's
bra
he's
and
playing
starts
with
like
the
fondling
Like, you
it.
see his finger, but yeah, he's like, maybe I'm bi, and he just dies.
Is that the movie?
Nope.
No,
there's still 40 minutes after
Oh
that.
my fucking god!
Yeah.
I feel like I've watched it.
So
Yeah.
they tell dude that he doesn't have to die. That's not in the Bible. But then the dude's like, well, that seems like a bad idea, actually, because, like, you could actually stop me. So they lock him up in this
He's like,
little
we're
jail
grateful
cell.
to you for like getting us all this shit. And he's like, but I hid the van and you don't know where it is. And so he's like, I'm gonna kill you anyway.
Yeah, because he's like, it's not,
'Cause
he
we
goes,
can
it's
just
not
find it."
insurmountable. It's not impossible. We can find the van.
Like, you didn't hide it far from here. Like,
He's like, you walked here?
So yeah, and then so they stick him in like a jail cell in the underground thing.
And he
so
MacGyvers his way out.
Yeah, he gets out, and then he basically just like grabs a bunch of equipment and then goes to like kill him.
The chicks are like eating brownies. He's like, what's your plan? And they're like, oh, well, we're gonna eat the poison brownies. And like after the apocalypse starts, but like not Jenna or Becky. She couldn't.
Becky
she's on a
couldn't-
cleanse.
She couldn't wait because she's on a cleanse.
She's like dead on the floor.
God.
and so he's like, okay, well, you guys could do that. I'm gonna fucking stop this.
He picks up like the
and
giant
so
like
they're all
gun.
just like,
Oh, that's great.
okay, and then they all put the brownies back and then
The one like
geared up.
spits him out of her mouth. She's like,
And so the girls all gear up with weapons too, and then it's him and the girls all come up out of this basement to start killing the terrorists that are inside the compound just above them. And so they just have this whole scene of them shooting the terrorists. Oh, I got this one, ha ha ha! And the girls are just laughing as they're shooting these terrorists as they come one by one around the corner.
Yeah, and so they kill them all, and then one of them was like, "You," turns to the other one, it's like, "You were only pretending to be retarded, you bitch."
and then she shoots her. It's a deleted scene. They show what happens, but she shoots her in the she's like, "Oh, you cunt!" And then shoots her in the head, and they both just die. What the fuck?
It was
Yeah,
random. as
exactly. That's what you say while watching this film.
Yeah, because the dude like so what you see in the original, because the dude runs back in and like just like looks to the door, and is like, they'll catch up with us later, and then just like runs back out with the other two chicks.
Yeah.
And so he gets into the van, and then
Okay, we forgot about the one scene as they're driving away in the van, and one of the girls throws up in the back of the van, and it's just white. She just throws up.
Oh
white.
god!
Oh, we
yeah.
also forgot when the
This was after
Joe's
the
face.
God job.
Yeah.
I lined it up.
Are you sure it's Uwe Boll's writing?
Yeah, I lined
So
it
what
up.
we also forgot though was he's driving the van, and he takes like a turn really hard, and the chick's like, "Do you fucking know how to drive?" And he's like, "It's fine." And then he sees the worker, the welfare worker.
Oh yeah.
That was like, "Oh,
The
I'm
who's-
closed
oh,
now."
yeah,
and
closed
he's
now.
driving. He's like, "What does he say?" He says something really
He's like,
fucking funny.
You know, you're closed now,
No.
bitch, or something like
And he
that.
runs her over, and she like watches and hits one car, then a second, and the cops hit her.
Yeah.
And he gets out, and he's like, "Oh my god, I thought we had a flat tire. And we just hit a bitch. Thank God." And then get back in the car and just drive.
Dead girl on Maple Street, and then just drives off. God, this movie.
Yeah, dude.
It doesn't have
And
the
so
right
he
to be
goes
as funny as it was.
Then he goes to his house and he goes to plant a bomb.
So he goes back to
on
the
this
trailer park.
And
to
the cops
kill
are fucking
kill
his wife.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the cops are fucking his wife.
And the when
Oh,
when
and
his
the
wife's
yeah.
getting fucked, the trailer is like fucking like
Yeah,
shaking like
shaking.
mad.
She's huge. And first it's the redneck, because he walks in the first time like earlier.
Yeah, the redneck.
And it's the redneck.
is-
That's when he decides
yeah.
to go to Dave. Is like the
Yeah.
redneck HOA dude is like fucking his wife. He's like, "Oh, looks like I don't have to put a complaint in." And then And then he's putting fucking flour on her stomach.
Yeah, he grabs
he goes-
flour and he's like, I
"Fuck her," and
I gotta find the wet spot.
and he starts laughing, and then goes, and he's like, you just see like from his her view pointing up, and it's just him, and he's like doing like flour. She's like, go get me the vegetable oil, and you're like, no, stop.
Gotta find the wet spot.
But so the cops are fucking her, and she's like, she tells him she loves him. I'm like, oh, there's that.
So at this point, he's in before he goes back to the trailer park. He's in the postal van with all the avian flu stuff. And he tells the two girls, like, yeah, just what you girls gotta do is, go live your own life. Don't like follow some aimless religion. It's like
he goes, don't follow a doom worshipping cult. Focused on the last days.
Yeah, that focuses on the last day. She's like, oh, don't worry, we decided to be Christian. And then as a thank you, they both, I guess, decide to fuck him or give him a job because then it cuts to like 2 minutes later.
No, wait, stop. And she's like, what? He's like, I wanted to give Becky a chance. And she like runs over and starts making out with him too.
And so it's like, it cuts away from that 2 minutes later. He only lasted 2 minutes.
Yeah, it goes 2 minutes later. And then it's him like getting all his guns.
Then it's him getting his guns ready to go. And then he meets up with the coffee chick.
But in this scene, she's actually at Little Germany when all the shit's going down.
Yeah, she's also at Little Germany.
That's when she gets saved when like the rocket explodes.
Yeah.
But then he's like, oh hey, he's like, coffee shop, and she's like, oh yeah, like no foam lattes. He's like, nice, and he just like leaves.
Well, gotta go.
Yeah.
And then they meet up again. It's like, oh hey, coffee chick. He's like, oh, dude who shot up Little Germany.
She sees him walking down.
Shut up, Little Germany.
She sees him walking down the street, all loaded up with guns and shit. So she decides to follow him.
He's also wanted by the police.
At this
point too.
The neighborhood watch basically are like chasing him down because he's the postal guy.
Yeah.
And he's committed murder, so they're like, oh, we gotta chase him down.
They blame him for
everything,
and then they blame him for the cop who shot the Chinese lady as well.
Yeah,
yeah, because the cops told them that's what happened.
Wow.
Yeah. And so she's like,
not him on the paper now.
So she's like, well, I should probably bring you in or take you down because of this and that. He's like, no, I'm trying to stop a terrorists and a cult from getting a hold of the bird flu. She's like, likely story. And then a terrorist and a cult member both show up right
and
then.
He just like double shoots him.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, so where's this truck?
Where's the truck? He's
and so then both of them, then I guess they decide to have their final showdown at the trailer park.
Because he's going to kill his wife.
Yeah, well, that's where everybody shows up.
Oh, that's where you parked the postal van.
As he was like planting the bomb and shit.
Yeah.
On the trailer.
And so when that goes down, they just start unloading. Like everyone starts shooting at him, and then he like tells everyone to stop because he's got a bomb.
He's like, I got a bomb, got a big fucking bomb.
Gives
blow us all up, and he gives this heart-touching speech.
This great speech about how like everyone's different, but we can come together. And then the terrorists,
take the guns
and how everybody
out of your
should
hands
just
and fill them
live
with
their
hugs.
lives. And then he's like, let's try to find some common ground. And then like the second in command guy was like, well, we all hate Jews. And like the terrorists and the cultist guys were like, yeah.
Oh my god. and then dude's like, no, we don't want it to be about hate. We don't want it to be about hate. And then the cult guy's like, oh yeah. It's like looks away. But then they start hugging. They all do start hugging. And he's like, if you want to shoot me, then you can do it. I can't stop you. And the terrorist guy's like, let's fucking shoot him. So they all like bring their guns back up.
Yeah, they'll bring their guns back up.
So
and
then they destroy the entire car that they're trying to hide behind, except for like the door.
Oh, yeah. That's the scene in the trailer where the door falls and the terrorist like looks at him. He's like, are you fucking kidding me?
And so I guess most of them are out of bullets at that time. So he basically takes the M6 or whatever and just starts mowing everyone down.
Yeah, and she's like, the chick's like shooting her pistol off.
And then
as this is happening, Bin Laden like escapes in the back. He like dodges behind people.
Save some virgins for me.
He tells his right hand man to save him some virgins, so he like gets the fuck out of there.
And he calls George W. Bush.
Yeah,
on the
and he's
payphone,
like, and he's like, yeah, I need a helicopter out of here. And then
he's
George
like, well,
is
where
like,
are you at? And then George Bush walks over to. So George Bush is golfing at like a mini golf course, like a putt golf course. Where are you at? So he goes into his golf cart and he presses the button that says locate Osama bin Laden, and it shows him exactly where he's. Oh yeah, that looks like there's a field right behind you where we can put down a helicopter. He's like, "Thank you, Georgie. Why can't I quit?"
Yeah, that's the award-winning line. Why can't I quit you? And he hangs up and runs.
Yeah. Oh man.
So they kill everybody in the trailer park.
They get in the cop car and then they start driving off.
Yeah, and the cops get blown up in the
At the
house
end,
with his wife.
That's after.
That's the very end of the movie.
So George Washington, or not George
Yeah, see,
Washington.
we
God
just
damn
read
it.
that book. We just read that book.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why.
So George Bush comes onto the radio and he's like, so because it turns out there were terrorists who like destroyed Paradise City. And so we gotta like nuke them.
We're gonna launch 3 nuclear warheads.
So we had to bring freedom to China and India, but despite our freedom-loving efforts, they all both launched about 30 nukes back at us. And so that's kind of like the end of the film. At that point, they're in the truck with the dolls and the flu virus, and they're just sitting there.
They're in the cop car.
It's a cop car at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so he's like, "Well, I don't have any regrets," and so he like starts driving off, and then he blows.
Oh,
up
his
the
wife.
Fucking,
They try to get out of the van.
So his wife and the
she's so
cops
big
try
they
to
can't
leave,
get out.
but she's trying to leave first, but the door is so tiny that she can't like get out. So they try to push her, and then she sees the bomb, and then it explodes.
Have you seen that random?
All of her pieces like
have you
hit people randomly in the city.
Have you seen that random YouTube video that? So way back in the day, a whale was beached on a beach, and they used dynamite to get rid of it.
Like,
and then chunks of whale
way
rained down like miles away. That's the same thing.
Yeah, if you look at it, because they filmed it, it was like a news thing. It like destroyed cars.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened. Like you just see bits of this fat lady
Jesus
just
Christ.
yeah, like a dude gets like domed in the face.
Yeah. And so then the movie ends with Osama and George W. Bush frolicking in a meadow together
holding
as
hands,
nukes are
skipping into a meadow.
falling.
Yeah.
Wow.
As nukes are raining down. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
What does it say? What does it say?
Yeah.
It's good, man. We basically ruined it all though. So
yeah,
that's a review. So I mean,
yeah, you don't have to watch it now, Joe.
Yeah, I
still should.
No, you should experience it at least once.
It's pretty fucking funny.
I feel like it went on a tad too long. They could have cut out a little part.
Yeah,
about 20 minutes too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some kind of meh parts like in between where it's just like the guy doing stuff, but then you get like those fucking parts where you're just like, what the fuck?
So Schweiss walked away to do something with
piss,
the cat silencer parts. We were laughing so hard we had to rewind it. We're like, no, you have to see this. You have to see this scene.
Yeah, it was funny because it made fun of every single person, like everybody and everything.
Yeah.
It was like it was trying to offend every human being, and based on the fact that it cost $15 million and it made $146,741, I think it accomplished that.
This was his magnum opus, dude. This 100% is.
It's like, what did they say in the beginning? It's a one.
You guys are giving this an overwhelmingly positive review.
Oh, because
it's great.
It is one of the funniest fucking movies I have ever seen.
We were all nonstop laughing like the whole time.
There was laughing, but
there
then
was like 5 minutes
what
where
the fuck
we
look on your
weren't
face.
laughing.
It was like laughing because you didn't know what the fuck you just heard or saw.
Wow. Okay.
It's an outrageous
there's
movie.
There's just a bunch of shit, like even stuff like on the TV screen, there'd be stuff like that had like Africa on the thing, and it had like a little thing that says "Say no to Africa" on a news thing.
because it was something about like they couldn't like
closing
spread
borders
peace,
or something.
Borders.
Yeah, it's like
there was something where like when the cops are like coming up to like do like their press conference, it's like there's a shooting at this school, and we gotta cut to this because this is more important, and they just like shot to the cops. Talking about the dude that they were trying to blame for shit, and it was just it's so random, it's so funny.
I mean, don't get me wrong, this is not like a good film by any means, but it's outrageous and it's funny because of that.
Oh, it's great. It's funny, yeah.
It had some weird structure. But
like it makes me think of Uwe Boll in a totally different light, like because he made fun of himself about his other movies in this film.
And like one of the things too is we when Schweiss said like maybe this one. We were like, maybe it's too soon. Maybe it's too soon to do another Uwe Boll movie because, the last one was terrible.
What really gets it, too, is how soon after 9/11 that they decided to drop this film.
Yeah, it was only like 6 years later.
Yeah. Like, dropping then, that would have been extremely tasteless. I mean, it is still now, but...
Sounds like it. Sounds very tasteless. Yeah.
But you can understand why it did so.
The fact that no one has watched this movie is the only reason Uwe Boll isn't getting canceled right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he was already canceled.
Yeah.
They don't want him to make any more movies. They want
yeah.
to give him money for more movies.
They could cancel him again because he's got that restaurant up
so
in Canada.
you know Uwe Boll's thing where he gets like tax money from
It's also
Germany
German.
to pay for his
Remember,
films.
that doesn't count. If you're not
Right.
American, they don't care.
So
True.
what is it that he does where he gets like half his movie proceeds back in
Isn't it 'cause
taxes?
he's
or
Well,
whatever?
it
he
wasn't
filmed some
half,
stuff
but it
over
was
there?
like it was a lot.
Like I wonder if he got them to do it for this movie because he was not kind of Germany either.
No, yeah. The Nazi gold one. It's a
I think
beautiful
it was
line.
after. I think the last Uwe Boll movie we watched was the one that they stopped doing that.
Yeah, like them paying for this film would have been like if they actually watched it.
Yeah, he did not use Germany money for that movie.
God, the fact that he paid him in gold teeth. I didn't catch it when we were watching it, but thinking about it, and I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, because he paid somebody with teeth.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
was
And now that you
Trevor,
think
yeah.
about it, you're like, oh, fuck.
Like this, you've seen some offensive
get
movies
it.
that are funny, have a lot of big name actors in it. That's funny. This is a little deeper than that. This is not just offensive. This is I don't even know. Like
This was making fun of politics at the time, too, like
Yeah.
hardcore.
Yeah, I was making fun
Because-
of everything.
No, yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was.
I don't
really
know.
liked
You
it.
you just got to watch it.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. I don't know how to rate this movie. I mean, I laughed
you
the whole
rank
time.
it up against the other video game movies.
Right. I laughed the whole time, but I still don't know how I feel about it.
It is hard to because it's like as a movie, I don't think it's very good, but it made me laugh the whole fucking time, so I can't think of it as in a negative light.
Right, yeah. It's the
I
son
mean,
of a
looking
bitch
at
had it in the
It's
whole
kind
time.
of like The Room, how like The Room is bad,
But The Room
like,
is bad,
it's
so
but
bad it's funny. But
it's
this is not
fucking
even
funny.
the same way.
But it's like, yeah, it's different. Like, it's not really a great movie, but it's also really fucking funny.
Okay.
Some of the dialogue is fantastic.
Yeah.
The dialogue's great. Like, I don't know what happened between fucking House of the Dead 2 and this, but something happened. Something magical happened.
Well, it was only House of the Dead. He didn't direct the second one.
Oh, the one I watched was Uwe Boll. No, what's the one I watched?
I think somebody else did the second one
God,
because it was a direct-to-video.
Someone worse?
Actually, the second one's
the
better.
second
The second was better?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
slightly better, but it's still
Wow.
really bad.
Wow.
So-
Because that first House of the Dead is.
So, reading some of the critic reviews is with Postal, Boll clearly set out to make history's most offensive, hateful movie. As is his custom, he failed spectacularly.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't fail at all. It was
That is
definitely
easily the
hateful.
most offensive movie
Convinced
ever created.
that Arab terrorists are inherently hilarious, and that shooting fish in the leaky barrel of American pop culture takes marksmanship. Boll is a bore and a symptom of something sad and dehumanizing. But then, if you go to some of the reviews, audience reviews, you get stuff like
quite tasteless.
very, very
I
tasteless.
spilled my tea.
You have, of course, audience members who thought it was terrible. But then as of July 25th, 2020, Thomas K. said, I honestly do not see the hate for this film whatsoever. And I don't like Uwe Boll films. This was made back in 2008. This is similar to Mike Judge's Idiocracy. The world is nearly in this state today where everyone is so caught up in their own personal agendas that they cannot see life in front of them. This is a brilliant film.
He's got a point, though.
This
like,
is a brilliant
He really
film.
does. Like, right now, this climate is perfect for this movie.
If you are not easily
It's
offended,
absurd.
this satire-based movie is actually pretty funny. Watch it and see. And then a 2-star review. God help me, but did I find an Uwe Boll movie all right? I mean, it's nothing particularly good with its attempts at crude humor, but I gotta say, and I can't believe I'm saying this is actually one of the better video game adaptations. Don't get me wrong, though. It's neither as funny or as offensive as it seems to think it is, but it'll pass the time all right if you're looking for this kind of stupid comedy.
Wow.
So...
But it passed with the Nude Clan boys.
There's a lot of 5-star reviews recently, like within the last few years.
Do you think this is gonna bring Uwe Boll to make another movie? Then, do you think he might? Because he's like, no, they loved this. Do you think he could?
We got to sell Postal to the people.
I mean,
If
he
he
did
does-
retweet our last thing where we told him
Yeah,
that we
but
wanted
anyone
to fight
giving
him.
him attention, I set in that, hey, Uwe Boll, if you want to fight, just let me know.
Yeah, I would like to go a couple rounds too. Like, kick my ass.
Oh man,
I want you to hit me.
Hit me, Daddy.
Hit me.
Like,
no,
this
like
is
the thing about
such
it,
an outrageous
if,
film.
if he starts making
Hit
films
me.
again and it goes to theaters, we fucking have to go. We have to be there day opening. We have to. We can't not.
I'm sure we'll be able to. I mean, if there's a theater here playing it,
there will be seats.
Megaplex always plays that shit.
Yeah.
We'll have to go.
Get the D box.
And we'll invite him. We'll invite him to fly down and see it with us.
Yeah.
So
there
he'll
you go.
kick our ass in the parking lot.
Opening night.
That's all like found footage on a cell phone of him just beat the shit out of Cameron.
Yeah. No, my whole thing is if we fight, I want to be able to film it so we can stream it or something like that.
Yeah, then you got to ask who benefits more, us or Uwe Boll at that point.
Us.
Definitely
We benefit a bunch more.
We're much less infamous than he is.
Oh, but you know
for
what?
now.
Damn, if I didn't enjoy this movie.
They were like closer to when it was released. You get a lot more negative audience scores.
So
I guess too close to
the movie is thawing, like the insensitive.
But I don't get this.
nature of
This
it.
dude in December 15th, 2008, Thomas Wye gave it 1.5 stars. Right? This dude gave it 1.5 stars, but his comment is Uwe Boll should direct every movie. Your comment is at such
Unless
odds.
he's just being sarcastic.
Yeah. And then, what a tasteless and stupid movie. Not one thing funny about this.
Oh,
what
dude.
a waste of Zack Ward.
That dude does not fuck. That dude is a virgin. What's his name so I can shame him?
Yeah, but the closer you get to 2007, the more people don't like it. But there's actually like...
They're still offended.
He fell from a watchtower. This dude gave it 3.5 stars. He fell from a watchtower. It was easily better than Indiana Jones: The Crystal Skull, just like Bull claimed. Very politically incorrect.
It was indeed better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. He was right.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? Dildo on a stick light?
Hey, comment on there and be like comment on there and like
2
like,
stars.
Nude
Actually,
Clan.
quite a funny film.
2 stars.
And this dude gave it 1 star, and this is definitely Uwe Boll's best work.
It is.
Yeah,
That is a
for
fact.
sure. Yeah.
No, for real. Like when we do the episode, I'll link it to this like review thing, so if people see it, they can.
Oh man, I
listen to
mean,
the review.
you just need to watch the opening scene. I just want to see your reaction to that.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah, it's.
Well, there you go.
So there's also like one of the other things that I thought was funny was like there's like this kind of retarded terrorist.
Oh yeah.
Who like mumbles and only says jihad.
Yeah.
And
then they just go.
and they had like these IRS guys like finally show up to the compound.
Before that,
And
they had needed someone to go blow someone up, right? Like, what about Abdul here? Hey, Abdul, if you don't want to do this,
he goes. It has to be a choice.
raise your hand,
to give virgin, there has
hop
to
on
be a
one
choice.
leg, and
Sing Freebird.
and sing
Sing
Freebird.
Freebird.
And he just goes,
and he's like, Abdul, it is.
So and then so they show up to
and then the IRS agents actually show up to collect,
and
right?
so one of the guys is like, I
While
have
the
a person that
terrorists are
you should
there.
talk to, and so he like sends Abdul to like go blow them up. So he like goes and runs up and hugs the guy, and then he's like,
starting to press the
Abdul, where's you're not wearing your bomb jacket? And he's like, what? And then he finds
And it
out
cuts-
that the bomb jacket is in the truck with the second in command guy, Muhammad.
And it starts beeping.
And it just beeps, and then he's like, Abdul. And then it blows up.
Yeah, I forgot about that. There's like a retarded person in every circle in this thing. The cops, the terrorists, and the main guy. The cult. Yeah.
and it kills the guy that like didn't offer him the job in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, the
and then
flaming
it does
truck.
the whole flaming truck thing, and it cuts over to the other dude, and it lands on him. I felt that joke was the least funny.
There wasn't a good payoff.
Yeah,
for him.
yeah. It was
Watch
too-
that be Uwe Boll's
too stupid.
favorite like joke of the movie, and now he's gonna kick our asses.
Man, okay.
It's
Yeah.
like I wrote
don't even-
everything in a day except for that scene.
As far as how hard we were laughing the whole time, and how fucking out of the box this is when it comes to the other video game movies we've watched so far, this one has to be number 1.
There's a lot of positive reviews on Letterboxd. Like a lot of like 3 and 5 stars, and then occasionally there's like a half star.
Yeah.
There's a half star that says it's the best film of his career.
And it is.
It is.
With a half star.
Yeah,
No
I'm gonna
question.
Agree. I'm gonna
No
agree with
question.
you, Cam. Like
Yeah.
we were constantly like looking at each other with tears streaming down our
I
faces.
just like
we were
it's just
laughing
like
so hard.
I'm laughing, and then it's just like I have to look over and like aghast at like what I just saw, but it's so funny.
My question
the hardest we laughed though was the cat scene.
Yeah, that was pretty good. It was just so unexpected because I didn't
I
expect.
feel
the cat
like
to be
I
alive.
laughed
It'd have been
harder
funny
with the
if it-
kid, with like when only the kids were getting shot.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so ridiculous. Camera just cuts to like a bunch of kids.
It's like again, that's a moment you're like, you don't ever just see close-ups of kids getting massacred in film ever. You don't ever see.
You know
that.
what? Those kids were better actors than in any other movie Uwe Boll's ever made too.
Yeah.
Because those kids
In
like,
this
got
movie, it's
splattered
just
and they were just
child
perfect.
after child just getting gunned down, close-ups of them.
And none of the adults are running away. And,
And
the
then
kids are just
afterwards,
standing.
the film crew people, like the the news people, were just like dragging the bodies
Yeah,
of
he's
the
like,
kids
"Fuck,
into a
these
pile.
kids are heavy."
And she's just like, "Oh, give him a close up. This is going to be my day, like where I'm making it big because I get to report on this fucking tragedy." He's like, "Oh man, fuck, these kids are starting to stink."
back to you, Ben. Oh wait, you're dead.
Oh wait, you're dead.
Oh yeah, fuck, these kids are starting to stink.
Just the detachment from it was just a parody on the American way of how
It was,
crime
yeah.
and how death and stuff
don't-
were so detached from it.
Yeah, it was like the NRA raised wet dream with how many guns everyone had because everyone was strapped. Every single person had a gun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say that this one's a close second place for me because I don't know
As
how
far
close
as
it is
a film,
to the
it's
game,
it's horrible.
and it's not a great film, but
It's-
it was
yeah.
fucking funny, and so
Yeah.
that's why it's so
It
high
definitely
for me. But
made up.
Detective Pikachu is still the best because
As far
it's
as
a
an
great
actual good
adaptation.
film, no, okay, I'm going to say this. As far as films go, the Sonic movie was a much better film than this is. Not as funny by any means, but it was a better film.
Every time you say that, one of A4's sperm dies.
Yeah. Gonna go fast.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem with being faster
It is,
than
yeah,
light
to know,
is
yeah.
that you can
Yeah,
only
it's
live
like
in
It's an A4
darkness.
thing.
Yeah, sorry. He'll laugh when he hears
A4.
it.
One of our audience members will
I'm
laugh.
glad you're really making this specifically for one person.
Just that
Yeah,
one
that's-
joke. It's okay.
It's hyper inclusivity.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what heroes do, Joe.
No, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I think this is probably my favorite one.
God
It's
damn
pretty
it.
fucking ridiculous. Like,
it's my favorite Uwe Boll film, of course. That goes without saying.
I expected nothing, and I got everything.
Yeah, to be fair, because like I wasn't happy we were watching another Uwe Boll film. I would have
You
rather
have to
watched
go
the
into
Street
like, how
Fighter
did we not
animation.
even hear about it? How come none of our listeners told us what was coming?
yeah.
Because no one.
Oh, hey,
no,
when you guys get to Postal, you'll probably like it.
no, because I don't. Who fucking saw this?
no one.
Not
Apparently
exactly.
nobody, yeah.
Not many people.
No one
did.
no one actually fucking watched it. It didn't make any money.
Let's bring Uwe Boll's career back. We'll all just like get the
Yeah,
blood in
we're,
a
yeah.
circle.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be the champions of Postal. That's
you
a
know-
great thing.
Champions of Postal.
Oh, I'm gonna
That's
lose
a
my
great thing to
job.
associate ourselves
Honestly,
with.
if Uwe Boll is not focusing on being a serious director like he is for like the other video game movies, then he's a fucking genius.
It's true. Like it was funny.
You hear
It
it here,
was
Craig.
so funny.
Uwe Boll is a genius.
You
Dude.
heard it. You heard it here first on the Nude Clan.
Postal, dude. Fucking.
Like I said, this movie,
It's fucking.
this movie is by far more outrageous than Team America was,
Yeah.
and it's kind of the same line of
But
humor.
Is it more tasteless?
Extremely
Oh, yeah.
tasteless.
And that's where the charm is.
Yeah, that's where the charm lies, is in the
It's in the
tastelessness.
Like this did not deserve to do well. This movie did not deserve anything.
It doesn't. It shouldn't be as
15
fun.
million bucks for that.
Nazi gold. If you think about it, he's like how he funds his movies with the tax thing, where like the German government pays for half of it, right? Is that how it works? What was that tax loop you were talking about for Uwe Boll for filming movies?
I don't remember.
We
I
have
think
to
it
look
was
it up.
something about Canada and Germany. They like help fund it,
Yeah, Nazi gold pays for his films.
and that's why the southern tropical like
It was for like a cultural thing. I
Yeah.
think. Is
And
like
he-
the loophole that he used.
He abused the fuck out of it, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
and he brought it to light in this film. This I don't even know. Okay,
Does he have any other movies, or is this the last one he's done?
I think there's one more after this.
I hope there's not, because like I feel like this is such a high note to go out on.
If you're wondering how many people saw this movie, average ticket price in 2008 was $7.18, and so that'd be about 20,000 people who've seen this movie. 20,000.
And they didn't
21,000
say
people.
a
Did it
word
not
to
go
anyone?
to? I don't think it went to the theaters. I think
I
it went.
think
Oh, it
did.
was. It was in
It did.
theaters.
I mean,
we
the
saw
whole
the
MO.
uncut version, so we had extra stuff.
The whole MO
But
of
only
this
10
film
minutes,
was
But the movie did go to theaters.
getting banned in a theater near you.
I wonder if
It was
every
immediately
theater-
banned in Germany just because of their swastika laws.
Wow.
I wonder if it was like a wide release, or if it's just like a certain theaters got it as well.
And can you imagine Uwe Boll saying, "Yeah, my father fell out of the watchtower in the
that's
German
why
theater."
that's why you can't go back.
It's like my grandfather died at Auschwitz.
My
So
grandfather
did
died in
mine.
Auschwitz. So did mine.
He
So then he
but
fell out of a
but he waits
watchtower.
for the best comedic timing, because she's like, oh.
Yeah,
But then he fell from a watchtower, and she's like, get her out of here. And they just like grab her and pull her out.
Have you guys watched Blood Rain yet?
We watched the first one, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's fucking bad.
Is it?
2
Yeah.
and 3 are like direct to video,
The,
so we
the
have to watch those
screenwriter,
later.
the screenwriter has a great story about that thing. I've seen her tell it. She was at UVU speaking, and she talked about her experience on Blood Rain. Should get her on the show.
Yeah,
yeah.
Did she like Uwe Boll?
Oh, she was talking about like she wrote it, and like 15% of what she wrote as the screenplay actually stayed in the movie, and she's listed as the screenwriter.
And she's like,
said
great.
it's just been terrible for her, just career-wise.
Yeah,
if
let's
that's
get
been
her
there.
on here. Let's let her tell
And,
her story.
And so the only other credit she has, or had a couple years ago, was A History of Violence, or not A History of Violence. I'm sorry. What's American Psycho? She wrote American Psycho.
No
She
way.
did?
Yes.
And that movie's great.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, we gotta get her on the
She
show.
wrote American Psycho, and then she wrote Blood Rain.
Why?
But no, but she said only 15% of what she wrote got in there, so Blood
She
Rain could have
said
been really good.
She had never played a video game before, and then she was like, just paid to write this movie. So she played the video game a little bit, then she wrote a movie, and then they like took it and like basically didn't film what
Yeah,
she
Uwe
wrote
Boll pissed on
whatsoever.
it.
Yeah, Uwe Boll just did what he wanted. Oh my god, I'm telling you.
I guess back then, how would you know Uwe Boll's Uwe Boll by then?
I don't. Maybe.
How would you know not to
I
associate?
don't know, if you watched House of the Dead, I think you'd probably.
Well, yeah. So
Yeah.
why didn't she watch House of the Dead?
Money, but I mean, like money's money. If you're
Yeah,
like
she
thinking like,
needed
hey, like
money.
I need some, I
But
need
she
some
wrote
cash.
American
It's like a
Psycho.
little independent screenwriter. That's it. Like,
With American
she
Psycho,
made
you
some
could get
tiny little movie, and then American Psycho,
Well, but like
and then
when Blood Rain came out though, like it was kind of like amped up because it was a video game movie, and they're like, oh, big Hollywood movie, and it's like when Underworld and stuff came out too, so it was all like connected. You take what you can get.
yeah.
So Uwe Boll, we have Far Cry.
Oh, he did that too.
Yeah, he
We
did
haven't watched Far Cry yet.
a Rampage movie, but that's just a regular movie. In the Name of the King.
Oh, we haven't seen that one yet.
My roommate really loved that movie
In the
in
Name of the
UVU. Yeah. My roommate was a little bit like weird.
Blood Rain 2.
And he was like, dude, you love movies? And like, I love movies too. And then he'd list like all these like shoddy B-movie awful things that I have no interest in watching. I was like, yeah, that's good for you. It's good. You like that?
Craig, you bastard. Blood Rain 2 actually came out before this.
It's not a theatrical release.
Yeah,
though.
it is. It made $167,445.
You're telling me
in the
I could have
box
seen
office.
her.
It was
No, it says
it wa-
DVD premiere on the release date. It says DVD premiere, Germany DVD premiere. It doesn't look like it was.
That was listed in the direct-to-video ones.
So that's
dude.
how much
Oh, it is
money it
direct.
made direct to video.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, costs a lot of more than that.
Yeah, dude. On the list, it was
She's
like
hot, so I'll still watch
after Resident Evil Extinction. So
Yeah. Okay.
Blood Rain 2 wasn't in there.
Thought I was gonna.
Okay.
All right. Good.
So what's our next review then? Like movie wise, what would be the next one?
After Postal.
Are you seriously gonna keep Joe's dollar?
Yeah.
Do you want to
Uh,
trans?
He's a starving artist until that money starts kicking in.
Yeah, I am too. You know, I just wanted to make it work for you.
We
Joe.
both know the three of us aren't starving.
Yeah.
Excuse me while I cry.
Yeah.
While
Into my
no one
cry
s-
into my
while no
food
one
because I'm a
speaks.
cry into my food bowl because I'm a fat
It
fuck.
makes mashed potatoes
food
taste
bowl.
better.
Yeah, your feed bag.
God.
All right. So after Postal is Hitman, and then In the Name of the King.
I saw Hitman in the theaters. I don't remember any of it.
Hitman. Is that Mark Wahlberg or is that someone else? No, Mark Wahlberg's Max Payne.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's Max Payne. When are we gonna do Max Payne? How long ago was that?
Not that long ago. Not
yeah,
as long
it's
ago as
it's
Postal.
more recent. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
early 2010s.
Max
I thought-
Payne is after Far Cry, so it's like 4 movies away.
Okay.
Wow,
All right.
that'll be a fun one. Man, the fucking Ben Kingsley in Blood Rain, it was so bad, even with him there. And then wasn't Blood Rain
The
the one
Academy Award-winning Ben Kingsley was bad.
with... Well,
Anyone can be
he
bad with
wasn't bad,
dialogue.
I guess. But wasn't that the one with Meatloaf, too? And there's like that
Yes.
orgy scene with Meatloaf? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucking sweet. Yeah, that was funny.
That's fucking sweet.
The artist Meatloaf.
Yeah, Meatloaf
Yeah.
was in the movie.
No, she grabbed Meatloaf and just rubbed it everywhere.
Yeah.
The vampires were like,
I love Meatloaf.
I will do anything for love.
Yeah.
But I won't do that.
and she's rubbing like Meatloaf on her. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good one though. I liked it a lot. I'm excited to get into the last few Uwe Boll movies. See if if this is just his peak, or if maybe the last few are actually pretty good.
God damn it! I hate that we're saying Uwe Boll and peak. And
And excellent, and
Well,
the best,
excellent.
and genius.
Words that were never meant to be.
They used to be expletives when we were talking about the guy, and now it's just
I can't be offended by this film. It was too funny. I'm just gonna say it. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm pretty sure that. I mean,
We have a sense of humor.
yeah.
It's true, we do.
Haha.
And
You're
we don't
just
get offended.
too
That's exactly how
aghast.
dude laughs at some of the jokes in this movie. It's true. We do have a sense of humor. We're not trying to cancel anyone.
Yeah.
I don't get
but
offended.
watch us get it canceled because of this.
Yeah, they're gonna cancel Nude Clan. Yeah.
Well, the notorious Nude Clan.
No, you have to be somewhere.
No,
know,
if they
you have to
cancel
be
us
like
now,
a-
if they cancel us now, I
We
die.
have
I
to
die the
care
leader. I
about
die
they're
the
trying to
king hog.
cancel us. So
Well, that end.
Also, it's funny with
That's true.
people. There are certain ones who get canceled, and as soon as they kowtow and start apologizing, they lost.
Yeah,
If they ignore it,
they just come
They're
back.
fine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
they come back of it pretty
I mean,
soon.
we know
Like
the
Mel
viewers of the
Gibson is
show.
making movies right now, which is insane, right?
But he
guys?
gets, he got the pass for the N-word. I've heard the black comedians talk about it, and they gave him the pass. They gave him the pass.
Yeah, the
well,
gatekeepers.
he said some stuff about
Oh.
Jews,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they didn't give him no pass.
He said stuff about Jews.
Well, that's true. He did. Huh?
He also
Yeah.
I forget-
also has those tapes about him screaming at his wife to give him a blowjob.
I
Have you ever been
understand.
frustrated, Joe?
Terrifying.
I get it.
I'm
you know,
frustrated all the time, Zach.
maybe he hasn't had a blowjob ever.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know, either. I
But-
don't know.
You come into this pool. It's terrifying.
You
those
sound like
tapes.
the Dark Knight Batman.
No, that's what freaking drunk Mel Gibson. Drunk Mel Gibson sounds terrifying. Like really.
That's when the devil wakes up inside of him.
That's when he starts talking about Jews.
He also now looks crazy. Like Mel Gibson, if you see him in an interview in the last
When does he
5
not
years,
look
he's like
crazy?
looks like an insane person. But he made Hacksaw Ridge. pretty
Did you
recently.
watch that?
No, I never did.
Fucking watch it.
It was
It's
Academy
awesome.
Award
I
nominated
didn't know
film.
I didn't know he made Hacksaw
Yeah, he
Ridge.
directed that. Yeah,
Oh wow. Well, I'll put it
that
on my
movie's
list.
fucking sweet. There's some
Is that
hilarious
the one
shit
with
in that.
is that the war one with
There's some hilarious shit in
Andrew
Hacksaw
Garfield
Ridge.
where he won't
Yeah,
like,
it's got
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield.
where he won't shoot a gun because he's a puss?
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
always wanted to do the Hacksaw Ridge playthrough in Battlefield 5, where I don't get any kills, but I'm still at the top of the scoreboard just from healing teammates.
Yeah,
I really wanted to do that. But yeah, Hacksaw Ridge has some pretty intense moments in there,
What is
and
it?
one that we laughed at.
Conscientious objector?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Was there some anti-Jew stuff in there?
I don't.
and everything Mel Gibson does.
Yeah, I
There's
don't
always
remember.
like a slight touch.
It's like an Easter egg.
Yeah, can you find the anti-Semitism?
Can you find the anti-Semitism in Braveheart?
I don't know. If you look hard enough, maybe.
Yeah, maybe in like one of the background, one of the extras with their face painted, it's just a swastika on his face.
Yeah, maybe some fucking Jew will see
Or,
this.
or there's like a Jewish actor and he just like gives him a look.
Yes. He just glares at him.
Jesus.
That's who they're shaking their balls at the end before they go into the fight.
So now that you've watched this film, right, and you guys
Now
all
that
have
I've
your
watched
your
this,
opinion
yes.
on it, who would you show this film to?
everybody.
Would you
Oh,
show
yeah.
Would you show it to your family? Would you come home and say, hey, to your mom and sister?
I would, because my mom would be disgusted, and that makes me laugh. Seeing her make faces is just the best for me.
Who would you show this film to? Like
My
who would
cousin.
you? Okay.
I'd probably watch it with Alex, see what she thinks.
Like there's certain groups of friends that we would not be able to show this
Oh,
to.
yeah, our like one group
Yeah.
of friends. Yeah, they would all be. It would be me and you laughing, and the rest of them would be like staring at the other friend, like being like uncomfortable, which would make it more funny.
They would have to be okay with a lot of stuff.
That they're not. Yeah.
Nudity being at the top,
Oh, yeah.
and then like
I mean, nudity
racism
is
jokes
nudity.
being like
Nudity
right
is
below
the
that.
least of your concerns. This dude's like drying off his dick with his robe, light compared to what was in this film.
Yeah, that was the least
Not
offensive
wiping
thing in
his
this movie.
ass as he gets onto the bed, cam.
Why would you
child
not?
murder used for comedy.
It was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
That was fucking
They'd have to
funny.
be up for that.
But see, it wasn't child murder as they were going out to kill children. It was a happenstance. Everyone who died was
they
a child.
Just happened to be there. Yeah.
Whoops.
They're
Whoops.
the easiest to shoot. They're not fast.
But yeah, you've never seen that in like a film before, where it's just like, how many films have you watched where you're just watching close-ups of children getting shot?
Not many.
I can't even think of a one.
The only
right
other
now.
movie I can think of was Dawn of the Dead, the original. There's a scene where this guy finds like 2 kids that are infected and he shoots
They're
them.
zombies at that point, though.
But that
Which
was
is
like
still
that was
shock
a
value.
big deal. When
Yeah,
that
it's still a
happened in
ton
that
of
movie.
shock value. But then we just have this film where it's just child
all the time. Yeah.
child after
Well,
child.
and then he makes light of like the Holocaust and stuff too. Like
Yeah, and he makes light of the Holocaust.
He does, and he jokes about it like hardcore, like multiple times. And he fucking gives golden teeth to Troy Verne. He gives them Jewish
like
gold
this
teeth.
like
and I just-
crosses the ground
oh.
of just being offensive to like.
It's terrible.
It's
I'm gonna feel
outrageous.
gross about it later, but right now.
But watching it,
it's
that
like
was
it's like a Tinder hookup.
I
right
laughed
now, feel great.
super
later,
hard watching it
super
because
gross.
it's just like it's the shock value at the same time.
Yeah, we got to.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have to watch it again
No.
in like a year and see if it has like if it's as funny. Because I want to know if it has that same like thing as
Tropic Thunder, where it's still
no,
just as funny.
not Tropic Thunder, but like The Hangover. Like The Hangover was funny the first time you watch it, but like afterwards, not very funny.
That's my relationship with Pineapple Express. I found a bunch of my old DVDs from like high school, and I was like, oh, dude, I remember laughing at this, and it just wasn't as good.
See, that's what I want to know. I want to know if this holds up a year out.
Yeah, I only thought like 2 things were
Did you
funny.
buy
in
it, or
Pineapple
did you
Express.
rent it?
No, it's free on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's
oh,
free.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dave was pretty funny in that movie. Well, crawling out of like the destruction, like never dying. That was pretty good.
God, that movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've seen it.
I think it would be funny fun to kind of see how we feel about it later, like if it holds up as a comedy. Because a lot of comedies, you're right. Like with Hangover, I watched Hangover like 2 or 3 times probably, and it was really funny the first time. But then now thinking back to the movie, I'm like, I don't know how much I would laugh at that anymore because I've seen it.
There's like
too many
almost
times.
nothing that's funny to me about it.
Yeah, it's like one of the the one time is great.
Yeah.
But if you're on the fence about it, Tropic Thunder still is just as funny.
Tropic Thunder I've watched a couple times. It's really good.
Tropic Thunder gets better every time I watch it.
I agree. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
You have hands. I love that fucking movie.
You take a step back and fuck your own face.
I just the one that I laughed at the hardest with Alex was when he was talking about like at least you can choose your kid, and then he like looks down at the picture of his like retarded child. I laughed for like 10 minutes at that.
Tom Cruise, that's his perfect scene. I don't give a shit about Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
That's
I will
the
fucking
best.
end
That's his
you.
role.
Yeah.
My client asked for a Devo, and you didn't give him a goddamn fucking Devo. Like, it's just good.
Yeah.
It's just good. I'm gonna have to watch that again.
Yeah.
I know who they were.
You never go full
okay.
retard.
Well,
You said it.
okay, we heard the word retard a lot.
Yeah.
today.
So we're a bit desensitized.
Yeah, so it's okay.
I'm sorry to the viewers.
We can
who
say
are
it because we
offended
hear it a lot, you know. I tried to use that. I tried to use that reasoning last time I was in Oakland, but I left in a fucking hospital bed. Just hear the word a lot, and you think you can use it suddenly, and
Jesus
then
Christ, Wes.
then you get your ass kicked.
with all the strength.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
Oh my God.
Not responding.
yeah. What? There's a lot of retarded people in it.
Okay. All right.
I didn't think it was that bad of a word.
We're gonna get blocked.
I thought it was like the Oakland retards.
He called Twitch out earlier.
Yeah.
He told them to ban.
I'm asking it.
No.
Kill me.
That's
He
what
did
I
it.
said.
He did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said we're gonna lose this fight with
We're gonna
Twitch.
lose.
We'll lose.
this
Yeah.
fight.
There's no winning.
And he's like, "Oh, wait till Joe finds out."
I said that. I said, dude,
Yeah.
you can't let Joe find out. He's gonna be mad.
Yes.
Oh, what was it that I said? Oh, it was.
Don't repeat it.
Oh yeah.
Don't
Okay.
repeat it.
What was that offensive thing I said?
It's got scars.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was a bad idea to watch and review this movie.
It was.
Yeah, but man, it was.
We
fun.
had to. It was an Uwe Boll movie.
Yeah, it's a
And a
video
video
game
game
movie.
movie, yeah.
It's our duty.
We're not on an Uwe Boll podcast, which would be funny.
Do you think he'd listen?
No, he didn't
No.
listen to our last review.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, he
just
didn't listen.
retweeted
Yeah,
you?
he's
He
retweeted.
plays it in his
Because
restaurant.
I challenged him
Yeah.
to a boxing match.
Maybe he looked at your Instagram and was like, "These men pussy."
I mean, I totally expect to get fucked by him.
I thought you were
Wow.
fighting him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I totally expect that he
He
would
just
win.
knocks your ass out, turns you around. You're like, no. It's like A4.
I mean, after watching this film,
I want him to put his gloves on and fuck me.
Yeah.
I totally expect him to win that bout. Yes,
that was actually one of the
but
lines in the
I
movie.
still just want to be able to stream it though.
That was a line in the movie when the dude was like, "I'll do anything to get a fucking paradise." Like, all right, take me up the ass. And he like stares at him, which
Just
is interesting
kidding.
because later he finds out he's gay.
Yeah.
Set up and pay off.
They only had one setup for it too. Just that was the only setup.
There you
I
go.
think this
Yeah.
is like the one movie like the Uwe Boll made that has the most consistency.
Yeah, actually.
It's like
Consistency.
everything pays off. The
Do they
dumbest
have any
joke.
weird like painted backgrounds or anything?
No.
No.
No
No.
trampolines.
Everything was filmed on set on location.
Yeah.
It was $15 million. That's a decent.
Yeah, but didn't have to worry about like
It was all the explosions.
fanciful
yeah.
video game stuff. This one, because I guess Postal is set in more or less a form of reality. So
Yeah. They didn't have to.
Uwe
You know.
Boll's reality.
They didn't have to hypercut scenes
honestly,
from House
yeah,
to Bed.
like the look on his face, he was in his element. Talking about his father falling from a watchtower.
Yeah.
Grandfather.
Jesus.
Grandfather, yeah. This is an outrageous film.
He was so casual in how he said everything.
Oh, I know. The delivery on it was.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Excellently
And the payoff of
deadpan.
the teeth,
Yeah.
and the Nazi gold,
I can't. I just
and the
just-
swastikas.
The fact that they dressed up as Hitler to blend in at Little Germany.
Yeah.
Which before you
And
go
the fact
into Little
they did
Germany,
that, and the fact that they did blend in.
well, that's the thing. Like, you don't think they're going to, because you're like, what the fuck? This is the dumbest idea. And then it's like,
No one cares.
yeah, it's
He's
yeah.
running around with the swastika and
the concentration camp playground, and there is a person in a Hitler suit, like a stuffed Hitler suit, in the background of the film.
Wow.
yeah, this film.
You don't think it's gonna? Yeah, it paid off in all the ways it needed to.
All right. I'm convinced I'll have to watch it
Yeah. Do it.
to see what this is all about.
Don't watch it with people. You lock your door. And you
Don't watch it with people.
Draw your blinds.
Okay.
Listen, I'm just like you're a filmmaker, and I don't want you to get canceled.
For watching something?
Yeah.
I-
For merely
you know,
watching.
You know how these people work.
I know how these people
damn liberals.
It's
These
contact
people.
cancel.
Watch this video of Joe watching
Postal and
laughing.
This is troubling.
Look, man.
Okay, there's one
I
thing.
got hundreds of hours on Nude
One
Clan
thing,
on UFF.
one thing to pull from
It's
this
already over. It's
are
over.
the actors who were in this film and who did not get canceled.
Well, I mean, Troy Verne didn't. And
Yeah.
he committed suicide in the last few years, but he was still doing things.
Okay.
So
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
Also,
J.K. Simmons, yeah,
Also doing things, yeah.
big things too, not just
Yeah.
Yeah.
with,
So they didn't get
Whiplash and
canceled.
stuff.
just
I mean, if
Spider-Man.
you can just view this as the disgusting comedy that it is and laugh at it, then good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so the midget guy killed himself?
Yeah.
he
I
committed
think I remember
suicide.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember hearing something about that.
That's sad.
Yeah.
He died 5 years ago or something like that.
No, it wasn't that long ago. Because I met him at Comic-Con.
No shit.
What's it then?
Yeah, one of my buddies, like his houses is just like pictures of like him like meeting all these celebrities.
Oh.
So like I got in to say hi to him.
Nice.
Okay. Well, there you go. We don't have a copy to give away.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to.
It's free on Amazon Prime,
That
guys.
can be traced back
Free
to
on
me.
Amazon Prime. Yeah, we're not gonna fucking sign. Wait, why do we sign movies anyway? Movies that we have no part in. Why did that become a thing?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, technically, we're not a part of the video games.
We were
either.
asked to sign stuff before.
Yeah, it just seems a little.
Obtuse.
No, it just seems like a little arrogant to sign someone else's film and then send it out to
it is.
listeners.
It totally is. You're right. But you're gonna do it anyway. God
No,
damn it.
we're not gonna. We haven't for the last
not
few
for this
because
movie.
we haven't for the last few anyway.
Yeah. All right, sweet. Yeah, I don't really have anything else. It's very offensive, very crazy. A lot of fun watching this movie.
If you're not easily offended, watch it for free on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be listening to Nude Clan.
If they're easily offended.
If you're
there's a
offended by
warning.
us, you'll definitely be offended by that movie.
There's a warning at the beginning of the episodes. Just FYI.
Yeah. There's good reason for that,
How
too.
do I further separate this show from my actual life? How do I further segregate?
You change your name.
Okay. So I have to go by a different name now in my real life.
And then just take off your fake beard when you're in real life. So you're not recognized.
There you go.
And this guy was posting episodes on Facebook.
How dare you?
Yeah, how dare I promote the podcast that I'm on?
Who are you afraid of? Just your mom?
No,
He's afraid
just-
of
I'm
everyone.
afraid of my job.
It's okay. One of my my buddies at work was talking about it, and so one of the outside salesmen wants to listen, and I was like, I'm not telling you the name of the podcast.
It's just like
I say some shit things, Joe.
Okay.
I don't want to lose my job.
Why would you lose your job for doing stuff outside of the podcast? You've never said what your job is on the podcast, therefore you are not representing your job.
That's true.
except people if you just don't know.
The one old
the
person that
fear.
I just like didn't
I
help
don't.
the other day is gonna.
I
listen
don't
to
know
it.
the fear.
I mean,
Yeah.
you kind of do because you want to become someone who's famous. You don't want people to troll through your
Never
past.
never said I wanted to become someone who's famous. I want to direct feature films, but no.
I mean, potato.
That's not no. No.
It is.
Just because you direct a movie doesn't mean you're famous.
Potato French fry. Hash brown.
All right, I have nothing else to add to
Okay.
this.
I don't either.
Me neither.
Yeah, I want everyone to know. I don't mind.
Of course you do.
Because I'm not a phony.
Because
Just
you
kidding.
He wants Nude Clan to be on the Daily Wire.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, pictures of us like getting out of our houses.
We're
I'm like,
we're
"These
better
fucking
than
bastards."
that. We're the weekly I don't know.
It's gonna be on TMZ, and I'm gonna be talking shit.
Yeah. No, I don't want that necessarily. I just don't mind when family listens to it. In fact, I recommended some of them to my family.
I have recommended some to my family too that I know would laugh.
Like After Dark. I told
So
my
one
uncle
of my
to listen to
cousins
this.
works for the church, and he's like, "Hey, listen to your podcast." I was like,
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Did you pass it along to your big boss?
Yeah.
No,
that's a-
he doesn't follow me on Facebook because he said I post too many memes, and I'm like, you'd laugh though.
That's like the only
You do
reason to
post
be
a
on
lot of
Facebook.
memes.
I do because I'm a meme lord. It's part of my kingdom.
Retweeting others' memes
I find
makes you a meme lord.
No, stealing them.
Yeah, that's
And then
I farm.
All
I
right.
use my Mexican nature, and I farm memes for you every morning.
All right.
Yeah,
He
just for you.
stands outside the
You
Home
offended
Depot.
Cameron
No, you didn't
by
offend
saying
me.
you were Mexican.
No,
I know.
I'm not offended.
I know.
I'm just
Me.
laughing.
Are you not proud of his Mexican heritage? Then?
Yeah, are you as not as proud as I am?
I'm proud of Zach.
I'm easily as
of
proud
who
as
he
Zach.
is.
is.
We talked about this yesterday. We talked about
Yeah.
this yesterday on our chat. A4's king of the furries. I'm king of the Mexicans. We've talked about it, and
Yeah.
that's what happened.
You don't even speak Spanish. I could be king of the
De
Mexicans.
donde es minatos?
Okay.
I love how terrible
Does
his
speak
accent was
Spanish.
too.
De donde eres what?
I didn't even say a word.
Mi
yet.
perro come tortugas.
Donde está mi perro?
De donde es biblioteca?
So, if you also want to, while you're on Amazon Prime, you might as well throw us a subscription on Twitch. Go to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/NudeClanGaming. Subscribe to the channel. Give us your fucking money, and we will put it to poor use on half-thought-up projects, and it'll be a lot of fun. like every time. But hey, please do. What? Like the table and the equipment that we bought that we use all the time.
We do. What
No, I'm talking about like the fucking boom mics and shit that we never use.
Oh, okay. No, we used that for a little while, and then
Yeah.
you found it inconvenient, and you never cleaned up the place, and everything was in the way of it, so it's just not easy
Yeah.
to use when there's too much shit piled
But hey,
on it.
please, for the love of God, go there, subscribe to us on Twitch. We really appreciate it. You get a sweet Craig meme or little emote that you can spam on any channel, anywhere. It's a masterpiece of an emote. I love it. You can support us on Patreon.
It
Just
really
search
is.
Nude Clan Podcast on Patreon. You can sub to us there. We have some great reward tiers. We got some logos, or some stickers, rather. I'm going to be sending out soon. Got another batch of those. Send everybody some more. Got the forced entry for games that we'll never play on time. And,
Me and Cameron beat ours on time.
yeah, what, Pimp
Yeah.
My Ride?
Undertale?
Undertale
and Pimp My Ride.
Yeah,
We did
Undertale
too.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Pimp My-
Fucking get on
you.
it, bro. Yeah, fuck
Pimp
you.
My Ride wasn't. it was
it's
on
just-
a forced entry, but it wasn't part of that one.
Suikoden, though, is proving.
I know it was, yeah. Suikoden
Difficult.
is long, yeah. But please support us there. We got some great tiers, great rewards. You can help us out. And audibletrial.com/NudeClan. Not sure if I could say that supports us or not, given Amazon's tendencies.
It's an affiliate link. These are our affiliate.
Yeah, they aren't sponsors. In fact, maybe even using that word is enough to
Joe coming here being a fucking nerd.
Well, I think that's what got us banned last time.
What?
I set the shit up, Cameron.
I know.
Just like I set up everything for this fucking show.
It was the support the show
He
tab.
said nicely.
And it had
I-
that, and that's what fucked us.
Did you put your name in the goblet of fire, Harry?
It was fine before. I think except we got an email like every single fucking week. It was like Amazon updates their terms of service. Amazon updated their terms of service. One of those updates it said, "Do not put that it supports you."
Right.
Because they actually listen to the content.
No, they follow links. I think ours was a successful link. Like people were using it, so at some point someone looked.
No,
at
I
it.
just saw Joe on the edge of his seat about trying to correct you. That's why I had to call him out.
Yeah.
Because he puts so much into this, and now we're just doing the way we do it. So.
Well, it's annoying because it was a good thing.
He was saying he wasn't sure if you could use the word support.
Yeah.
And I'm
No,
saying
yeah.
you could. An alternative would just be say what it is. It's an affiliate link. We have our affiliate links to this, and this. You could do that. By
Yeah.
the way, there's a whole bunch of links in the description of the episodes now.
That, and you can also find those links on
I
our
also set up.
Discord channel.
We know, Joe. This wouldn't exist without you.
Which you should join, and you can find that link to join our Discord channel, which is a great place for all the shows and the community. And you can find that link on my Twitter page at UFF Podcast, and the Nude Clan Podcast official Twitter at Nude Clan Podcast. Where can we find the rest of you guys?
Me at Obsidian Ba.
Me at Nude Clan Cam.
Me at B. Grixis.
Me at Joseph Vigolier.
And yeah, subscribe to us on YouTube. We got that channel up. We got our live videos. We're gonna have the live videos and the podcast. I think the podcasts automatically go.
Yeah.
Live videos only go if I say to, and I haven't been, so sorry. But you can listen to all the episodes there if you're one of those guys that has YouTube Red. I mean, honestly, for me, it was a toss-up between do I do Spotify, do I do YouTube Red, and I chose Spotify because YouTube tends to destroy phone batteries a little faster. So,
I mean, using the screen, right?
It's probably because of YouTube being douches with the YouTube Red thing. But yeah, go to the channel there if it's still there after saying that. And I think that's gonna be it for us this week, guys. Till next time, though.
Enjoy the nude.
Time to get good.
Live always in the nude.
No!